Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the official Nerd Talk channel. My name is Tyler, aka Mind of a Nerd, joined by my co-host AJ Reacts to. We are back for the final live stream of 2024. We are on episode 137,
The
and
finale.
today we are doing a end of year stream and a Nerd Talk award show, if you will, and we'll also be covering some latest news in the film world, as well as briefly talking about What If Season 3, the final season, the final watch.
Final watch. Yep.
What's going on, bro?
I have not been on Nerd Talk that much, and it's kind of made me sad. Like I've been missing y'all. I've been missing the stream. I've been missing y'all, and I'm happy to be on here. I know it's a Sunday. It's not our usual day. But I got a new job, and it requires me to work on Wednesday evenings. So go figure. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to talk about 2024, and it's been a big year. It's been a kind of a crazy year. Um, some highs, some lows, some disappointments, some surprises. So I'm excited to get into that.
Yeah, Alex is not here because he is currently in New York. I went to go see him yesterday. I'll be with him Tuesday night. We'll be in the city watching the ball drop. I'm very excited for
Nice,
that.
nice, awesome.
Um, I hope he's having a good time. I think he's at the Giants game today with his dad and his brother. Hope they're having a good time. We had a good time yesterday. We took them around 14th Street in Times Square. Took him to the Harry Potter store. Got some butter beer. It's delicious. Um, Took them Blu-ray hunting. We had a good time. It felt weird me being the tour guide for once. You know. Um, yeah, man, 2024 has been wild. I got to see both my guys multiple times in the same year.
Yes, sir.
Um, it's been wild. And if next year goes as planned, it's going to be even wilder. But let's get into this, man. We got a couple news topics, and then we'll talk about what if, and then we'll get into our end of year shenanigans. Real quick, a new Mummy movie is coming from I forgot his name, but the director of Evil Dead Rise. So this this was announced, and it's, for those who don't know, James Wan and his production studio Atomic Monster, they signed a deal with Blumhouse to make horror movies. So if they want to keep claiming that the fourth Conjuring movie is going to be the last one, no, it ain't, because best believe we'll be getting more, and they'll
We were supposed
probably
to get a
be.
show or something, right? A Conjuring show. Like I felt like
and
that was
and
something.
and if you think these movies are bad now, wait till the master of the Blum gets his hands on The Conjuring. Oh God. Um, but he signed a new deal with them, and this is, I guess, the first movie in that deal. So this movie will be produced by James Wan from, I guess, because it said Blumhouse Atomic Monster on it. So I guess it's produced by James Wan, and it's directed by the dude that did Evil Dead Right. All we know is that it's a new Mummy movie, and since it's coming from Blumhouse, I'm assuming it's going to be horror, which, right there, good. That's what we need. We're seeing a small resurgence in the Universal monster movies, and I could not be happier, because we had Visible Man in 2020, banger. We're getting the Wolfman next month. I'm very excited for that. I think that's going to be great. We're even getting it's not from Universal, but Maggie Gyllenhaal's directing like a Bride of Frankenstein type movie where Christian Bale is going to be Frankenstein. I'm fucking excited for that shit. That's going to be great. And even Abigail. Abigail wasn't, well, that was Universal.
It was Universal. It
But
wasn't Blumhouse though.
yeah,
I don't
no.
think.
But Universal, they did Abigail, which it wasn't Dracula, but it was a cool
Dracula
thing.
adjacent.
And even just this weekend we had Nosferatu, which it's basically Dracula with things tweaked, which was fucking phenomenal, by the way, and I will be talking about that later. We're seeing a resurgence in the Universal monsters, and I couldn't be happier.
Mhm.
I've been on record and saying I kind of hate these movies, the Universal monster movies, the classic ones. You'll hear about that next month in our OVR for the Wolfman. But you know, um, I kind of have a gripe with these Universal monster movies. They're boring and lame to me. And so, we had the Invisible Man, which was really good, and I think the Wolfman's going to be really good. So, taking the director of Evil Dead Rise, which was great, and that movie has grown on me since I've seen it, even more so. You know, I think that's a great idea because the horror elements of that movie are just insane. The CGI could be a little better, sure, but like when that movie commits to things, he commits and he did a great job. You know, what direction do they go with this? I don't know because I feel like I'm glad that it's horror, but I feel like the horror version of the Mummy is kind of boring. Like, the idea of a horror version of the Mummy is kind of boring, which it kind of makes me realize why they made it action in the first place. And I like
Mhm.
the original Mummy trilogy, even the third one. The third one's not really good, but I enjoy it. It's dumb, but like the first one and Mummy Returns, bangers. You know, but I would be interested in him taking this and making it a horror thing to where like, it's gonna sound generic, but like all these like uh what the hell are they called? Like, archaeologists, whatever, they go in a pyramid and they dig up a mummy and then they get trapped in the pyramid or something and they gotta get out of there. I think that could be cool,
Mhm.
a small contained mummy horror movie. I think that could be really dope. I don't know.
Mhm.
What are your thoughts on this?
So I don't have a huge history with the Mummy. I seen the first Brendan Fraser Mummy, and then a few months ago, me and Tyler watched the original Mummy because we were planning on doing a OVR for that one.
You haven't seen Mummy
That's
Returns?
I have not seen any of the other ones.
Oh, we
No,
gotta
I
change
haven't seen
that.
any of the other. I own them, but I haven't watched
We
them.
gotta
So
change that.
I don't have like a huge like connection to the franchise or the Universal monster. But when I heard about this news, I was thinking it could be pretty cool. I do like Evil Dead Rise, and I like the direction that the film took. So I don't know if it really fits the Mummy, but we'll see. I think the horror elements could work very well, but I'm just trying to think of what actual direction it
Yeah.
will take. If it's gonna be like a slasher, like is it gonna feel like a slasher film, or is it gonna feel like is it gonna be gory? Is it gonna I'm like just kind of going through those things in my mind. I don't know. I'm a little skeptical, but it could be cool. Like it's not something that I'm like, no, don't do it. But yeah, like I don't know. Some things I don't know need to be touched anymore because we did see, another Mummy iteration with Tom Cruise, the Tom Cruise one. I haven't seen that movie, but like
See, but
I feel like
that
they
one's
keep
action
trying.
too. That's the
Yeah, that's
thing.
action. Yeah, you're right. But I just feel like they keep trying things. I don't know if this one's gonna fail, if it's gonna, do all right. We'll see.
I
Um,
I personally, if they're really gonna go in on this Universal Monsters thing, which this is the way they should have done it in the first place, instead of just the Dark Universe.
yeah. I mean,
Give me a
everything's
break.
getting its own universe, so they were like, "There's money in this," and we'll see
Um,
what happened.
I would have rather had a new Frankenstein movie before a new Mummy movie.
Mm,
That's just me. I
mm,
think them doing a modern take on Frankenstein would have been cooler, or even
mm,
which I think they're doing a Creature from the Black Lagoon remake. I don't know if that's confirmed or not. I
mm.
would rather prefer that over the Mummy. I don't know. I think
Yeah,
a modern day Frankenstein could really be a lot better than a modern day Mummy. That's just
I
me.
know that there was a Frankenstein movie that came out like around the 2010s.
I
It
know
was
you're not
called
about to say. Oh,
Victor Frankenstein.
I thought you were gonna
What?
say I Frankenstein. I was about to say, bro, come on
Oh,
now.
no, 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 no. It's called Victor Frankenstein. I think
hmm Dan-
James McAvoy is in it. Um,
Daniel Radcliffe too, I think.
maybe I might be misremembering, but I know that they had done something with that, and then they did Lisa Frankenstein this year. Um, so they're kind of doing some things here and there with it. So I don't know.
Okay. If you guys have any thoughts on the new Mummy movie coming, let us know down below. moving on to the only trailer we'll be talking about. It is the first trailer for Superman, the launch of the DCU in the movie world. We've had it already kick off with Creature Commandos. I'm not caught up on it. I think I've watched 2 episodes, maybe 3. I don't know. It's not bad. It's just I'm behind on a lot of things. AJ's, are you caught up? Or are you like
I'm
one
caught
episode
up.
behind? Oh
Yes,
yeah,
I am caught up. I'm caught up. I've been watching a lot of things week to week, which is kind of surprising to
yeah.
me because I'm like a binge person. Like I wait and then watch binge it, but I've been catching up and I've been watching them week to week. Yeah, Creature Commandos, man. It's very decent. It's very decent to me. It's not something that's blowing my socks off each week. But there are some elements I really do like, and then some elements I'm like, this is how we're starting the DCU. Okay, sure.
I feel like what he did, which on paper makes sense, is we get Creature Commandos, and he's introducing the monsters side, because for those who don't know, this section we're in is called Gods and Monsters. And so we got the monsters
Hmm.
side, and then Superman, the gods. I feel like he's gonna
Hmm.
try and balance them out, which again on paper makes sense. But with that said, nobody's talking about Creature Commandos. So
Nobody really cared about it when it got announced. Nobody really cared about it when it premiered, and people are not really talking about it now that it's going. So I don't know how it's going to be received. I don't know uh how integrated Creature Commandos is going to be with the live action. I know that those actors are supposed to come into live action as
and I
those
really don't know
characters.
where they're gonna show up again, because I know Rick
I don't know.
Flag Senior, Frank Grillo in the
Hmm.
show, he's gonna be in Superman. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
As
he's
Rick
in.
Flag Senior.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
okay.
gonna
Okay.
be in
I didn't know
Superman.
that. I didn't know that. Okay.
So that's where he fits in. These other twerps, I don't know where they're gonna show up. You know,
I don't know.
but
I don't know. And then when people are actually seeing them on screen, they're gonna be like,
who?
"Oh, we're supposed to know these people?" Like, yes, you're supposed to watch this animated series on Max called Creatures Commandos, and they're
And like
like,
I like
"I'm
the
not doing that."
again, it's like I said before, I like the idea of that, but
Hmm.
that's me and that's you. That's not everybody else.
That's
I
not
guarantee you,
the general public.
if my father watches some live action DCU movie that comes out and these guys show up, he's gonna be like, "Who are these guys?" And then he's gonna go watch an episode of the show and be like, "I'm not watching this shit. I'm turning this off."
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
so I just think he needs to be mindful of that. Again, the
Yeah.
idea is cool, but
Hmm.
you
It's
need to
not It's not a universal concept. It's not
yeah.
something that everybody is into.
It's
You
like
know.
at least with What If, we get characters that we've seen from the movies in the show, and we already like them for the
Hmm.
most part. Um. Anyway, this everyone's talking about, rightfully so.
Yes.
Trailer's phenomenal. I'm not going to cheat and put this on. Well, we're going to talk about the top 3 trailers from this year. I'm not going to put this on there only because it kind of just came out. I want to put trailers that they came out later in the year or earlier in the year, and I kept watching them, watch them over and over. But this trailer was phenomenal. I didn't cry. I didn't. Oh my god, my life has changed. I didn't. Oh my god, I need this movie in my life. No, I didn't. I didn't do that. But it looks very good. It looks very good. I love the way it looks, the way it's shot. I love the tone so far. The action looks great. Um, that's really all I got to say. It looks great. I didn't have the same reaction that a lot of people did. And people take that as, oh, he didn't like the trailer. No, I loved it. I saw it in the theater twice. Over the weekend, I saw Sonic twice, and both times I was like, it's cool, you know. But I don't know, maybe, and I saw a lot of people say that they're like, yeah, the trailer's really good, but you have to wait for the first product, the final product, because And I said this before. I don't think any movie has had more pressure to be good since The Force Awakens. I think
Mm.
this movie has so much riding on it. And if it fails, which I don't think it will, I think at worst it'll be a 4.
Mhm.
I think if this fails, we're we're done. We're screwed. And I don't want to say that because right now we're screwed with the MCU. You know, hopefully we bounce back next year, but right now we're screwed. And if we're screwed right now with Marvel, and then we end up screwed with the DCE, what are we doing here, bro?
What we got? What we got
What are we
left?
doing here, bro? You know,
What, Star Wars?
oh boy, we gonna tune into the Acolyte. Woo! But this looks very good. It looks very good. I'm a very big Superman fan, and to see hopeful Superman come back, I love that. And we're seeing Crypto, which is cool. It. A lot of people freaked out when they saw Crypto because they're like, "Oh, Crypto!" I'm like, I saw him in Titans, and he was really cool in Titans. Like I
Not
actually really,
Titans, though.
I really liked him in Titans. Like he was really cool in Titans. So I'm like, I've seen him before. And I think he was in Smallville too. I don't know. Maybe. So I don't know. I
Okay.
didn't have that reaction, but I like
Okay.
Crypto looks cool. Apparently people have problems with the dog. It's a fucking dog.
Just
Shut up.
because it's not the same breed as
It's a
we've seen in
dog.
comics. Yeah, I agree. I agree. But I mean, like that's some people are like, what if you put a pug in there and it's crypto? Like that's not crypto. I'm like,
Who
come on now.
cares? Whatever. What did you
Yeah.
think of the trailer?
So I'm gonna go back a little bit when this got announced and that this was gonna be the first film in the DCU and James Gunn was writing, directing, and all that. My thoughts were very skeptical. Very skeptical because yes, I do enjoy James Gunn's work. Um I think he shines with the ensemble cast and kind of with misfits. I have never seen him deal with a character of this caliber before in
Yeah.
his own solo film. So that's something that made me skeptical. He's also a huge jokester. He loves comedy. He loves this, and that's not really the tone I get from Superman. Of course, there's comedy here and there, like little splashes of comedy, whatever. But James Gunn comedy, Peacemaker, like I'm I was so just like, wow, I don't know about this. Um, kind of all the way up until the trailer came out. Now, my worries haven't dissipated completely, but seeing this trailer, it made me a lot more hopeful. I loved this trailer, like Tyler said. The cinematography, the tone, the action, how it was shot, everything looks so amazing. I said it in my reaction, it looks so bright and vibrant. And I do love Man of Steel, but it kind of has like duller colors, it's kind of darker, dull. But this is just it has a different feel. The trailer starts off and like it's good stuff. Like, Superman's, crashes into some snow and stuff like that. And he's like beaten up and we hear some breathing in the background. That's him breathing, and then we get like little shots of Clark Kent, running late for work at the Daily Bugle. It gives like really. I like the vibe. I like that
What
vibe
you
a
think
lot.
about the hair?
I like the hair. I
Me
like the
too.
curl. I like it. I
I do.
like it.
No, not
Um.
his regular hair. The Clark Kent hair.
Oh.
The broccoli head.
Yo. He's kind of unrecognizable. I did not recognize him really. I was like, is that's Clark?
I
Yeah.
like
So
it.
I like it too. I like it too, and it kind of like makes sense that people don't know he's Superman.
The hair that I don't like is
Was the
Guy
old
Garner,
dude? Yeah,
Green
yeah.
Lantern, bro.
I saw that. I was
Oh
like, yo, the
boy,
chili bowl is for real.
yo.
The chili bowl is for real. But anyway, so like we get that, breathing, and it's kind of like kind of just not extremely eventful. But then there's the shot where he's saving the little girl, and I was like,
Yeah,
yo,
you got
y'all
it.
got it. At that point, I said, let them cook, bro. Let them cook.
That's good stuff.
So, and then like throughout up until that, after that, it just builds and builds. And then you have him and Jonathan Kent, sharing a moment, and, you feel some emotion there. And, then you have Lois Lane, you see Lois Lane get introduced to her, and then you see them together, and it's just like a lot of different shots that like kind of pique your emotions in different ways, and I absolutely loved it. What's Luke saying?
What's going on, Luke?
Luke, what's going on? Looking forward to Gun Project, that it's in Guardians. Yes, I'm looking forward to that too. I'm looking forward to it. Am I still a little skeptical? Yes, and it's not really the ways that I thought I was gonna be before the trailer. After watching the trailer, like I've watched the trailer so many times now, and I feel like this may be a little overstuffed. There's a lot of elements, a lot of
My
characters,
older
and
brother said the same thing. He was like,
this
"It looks
is
really good, but it looks like a
it.
lot going
It
on."
looks it looks good, but it's so many things, so many elements. Then we get Hawk Girl,
Yeah,
as well, and then we
Green
get
Lantern,
Green Lantern. We get a um what is it, Kaiju.
Mr.
We
Terrific
get
too.
Mr. Terrific. We get Crypto. We get you know all these Jimmy Olsen and Lois Lane, and they're gonna
Supergirl's
have
probably
their
ending
own.
up in the post-credit scene of this movie.
Probably. And then, Lois and Jimmy Olsen, they usually get their own little subsection of whatever Superman, you know, project is going on. So, I'm a little skeptical on that front, but everything else just looks so phenomenal. So
Yeah.
this is like one of the trailers of the year, bro. I absolutely loved it. I've watched it so many times.
Yeah, if we do get a post credit scene and this girl shows up as Supergirl in full costume, that might have me geek out. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
gonna be cool.
yeah.
I mean, if
Mhm.
the costume looks like shit, then I'm gonna be like, oh god. But which I don't want her costume looking like Superman's. Well,
Mm,
depends on if he gets a new costume by the end, which I think he will, because we see those shots of him at night in the house and it looks darker. And I'm like, okay, I get that the lighting is different, but the lighting is not changing the tone of the suit that much. It's a different
mhm,
suit.
mhm.
Um, I don't want her suit looking like his. I want it to look
Hmm.
different. I know 9 out of 10 times they'll have their suits look pretty identical. Just
Yeah,
I don't want her suit looking like his.
I kind of like the idea of them matching though, like in this
And don't
universe. I
make it
don't know.
look. This is gonna sound weird because I'm talking about Supergirl, but don't make it so like poofy or like
Mm. So
again.
what you want? What you want is tight. You want it tight on her.
You said it, not me.
You want it tight. Okay.
You said it,
Understood.
not me. Anyway, if you guys have seen, which I say if everyone saw this trailer,
Yes.
let us know down below what are your thoughts on the Superman trailer. Moving on. What If Season 3? What If is in the books. The series finale aired today. If you didn't know it, which I doubt that you do, because nobody knows this exists, it's out. It's done. Good riddance.
Benito.
We're gonna talk about this in full spoilers, but we're gonna briefly talk about this because I don't want to talk about this. Truth be told, I don't.
Hmm.
Um, I'm a big defender of What If. I am. I remember when the first season came out, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and a lot of people didn't. And I was like, "It's What If? It's cool," you know. I remember when the second season came out last year, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more on the rewatch this year, but I enjoyed it, and I was like, "It's cool. It's What If?" It's goofy, Other than the Nebula episode, which everyone agreed was awful, I was like, "This is cool." I like this stuff. Yeah, I ain't keeping that same energy this year. I'm sorry. This shit was awful. I'm terribly sorry. This was awful. There are good episodes. Three out of 8 were good. The remaining 5 range from dreadfully boring to fucking god awful. This is a genuine question. Did they write this show in 5 minutes last month and just put it out? I'm convinced. The reason I say that is because of the Howard the Duck episode, because of a song that appears in that episode, which makes me to believe that they just made this in 5 minutes, like last month, and called it a day. I'm gonna briefly talk about every episode. I mean briefly. The mech episode with the Hulk was okay. It was slow, but the end was cool. Seeing a MCU Megazord, cool. It's nice to know that Feige is aware that Moon Knight still exists in this universe. Not the first character I said that about in this
you could
show.
say that. You could say that a couple times in this season.
The arc that they gave for the Hulk in that episode was cool. Him turning into literal Godzilla was a bit much for me, but whatever. Agatha episode was okay. I liked Agatha in this episode. What I did not like was the treatment of the fucking Eternals. It's good to know that Feige knows that these characters exist, but now he's gonna start treating them like a bunch of fucking idiots because most people don't like them. So now it's like, oh, we're gonna treat them like a bunch of bubs because nobody cares about them now. We got Luke. We're never seeing him ever again. Never. Yeah, you're not watching it, so you're seeing it on the outside.
Red Guardian episode.
This one, let me tell you something. This one fucking pissed me off. I saw that title and I was like, yo, that could be so cool. What do? They have Red Guardian stop, essentially, what does he do? He stops him from killing Tony's parents? Is that what he did?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. And then they just go on a buddy cop episode, which, okay, fine. You want to do that? Fine. Was the title clickbait? Sure. Fine.
100%. 100% was.
In 20 minutes, you managed to fucking kill an amazing what if concept and make Red Guardian one of the most annoying fucking characters I've ever heard in my life. To the point where I'm watching this, I'm like, yo, if this is what Thunderbolts is going to be like, you can keep this shit. I don't think Thunderbolts is going to be like this. I think Thunderbolts looks too good for me to be thinking like this. But just, I'm like, oh, what am I watching? What is this shit?
Yeah.
It took me 2 sittings to sit here and watch this. And then the next episode is fucking worse.
That's like one of the worst things ever.
What?
Put
Who?
to MCU, bro.
Who made that? Who fucking made that? That is the worst thing I've ever seen in 16 years of the MCU existing. And we've seen some bad shit. That is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. And I like Howard the Duck. Every time he's appeared sprinkled in this show, I get excited. I'm like, hey, Howard the Duck is back. Cool. What is this, bro? I've been saying this shit since she showed back up in WandaVision. Darcy is fucking terrible. She is a horrible... Everyone, oh, she's not that bad. Somebody fucking tell me now that she's not that bad. This is atrocious. And then I'm sitting here watching this. There's barely any story. You made me hate the Grandmaster. You made me hate Jeff Goldblum. And then you keep watching this episode, and it's just all this random shit. Literally random. Fucking Thanos shows up out of no. What? What is this, bro? And that's the epitome of this whole season. It's just random. Things fucking happen with no explanation. You look at the first season, it was a through line story that led up to something. Season 2 was a little jumbled, but it still had that. What is this season about? You had 6 episodes of nonsense, and then you want to give me a half-ass series finale and expect me to sit here and be like, oh yeah, that was really cool. No, that's not how it works. If it wasn't completely dead at work yesterday, I would not have finished this. This shit was awful. Episode of 5.
5, yeah,
Well,
with the
that was the
emergency.
Riri
What if
one.
the yeah?
This shit, bro. I read that title. I said, yo, that could be the best episode of What If. That could be so cool. You could get the Eternals in there. That could be cool. What happens? What does this fucking hack do? Not a single Eternal showed up in this episode. Not a single one. And then we follow Riri for 30 minutes. I like Riri Williams and Wakanda Forever. I do. I know he doesn't. I do. For what it is, she's not there the whole time. This shit is awful. This shit is awful. She was so fucking cringe. And then AJ gave me cold shivers. He goes, you do know we're getting her own show next year, right? I said, oh. Awful. Awful. What the ending was okay. The ending was cool. Her suit looks atrocious. But her the end was cool. And the twist with Mysterio, that was great. I like that. That was cool. How he I don't know how he did it, but putting the hallucinations inside him, that was cool. And it kind of made me think, like, I'd be curious to see a version of that in live action, to where, like, he doesn't have the drones doing it, he has actual powers. Like, that's cool. How they got fucking Mysterio in this thing is beyond me. I don't know how they worked that out with Sony. What was the next one? That was
the one you liked, the
Kate
Bishop
Bishop.
and Kate Bishop
I don't
and
know if it was
Shang-Chi.
because I was sitting there just miserable. I really liked this episode. Now I know people don't really like when they do the whole, like, oh, it's the MCU in, like, medieval times, or like Robin Hood or whatever. I kind of have a soft spot for that. I don't know why, but I do. And that's what this was. It was MCU in the Wild Wild West. It was cool. And I thought the action was cool. I thought the twist, I won't spoil this one. The twist was cool. And we also got, which I don't know if it was actually him, but the villain that's going to be in Ironheart, we got him in this episode, the Hood. And I thought he was cool. You know, again, because of the twist, I don't know how much of him was real, but I saw him. I was like, oh, okay, okay, cool. And I also like Walton Goggins in this episode. I thought he was cool. I thought he fit a lot better here than he does in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Definitely.
I liked him playing a mustache twirling Western villain. I think he's cool. The next one was the 7th one.
It was the 7th one with the girl power.
This episode was a lot of nothing to me. It really was.
It was a setup episode.
It was, but it pissed me off because, and I texted AJ this, all of this was just out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. The last time we saw Captain Carter and Kahori, they literally became gods and were wielding every single weapon in the MCU known to man to beat Doctor Strange and save the multiverse. We didn't see them for 6 episodes. Not a mention of them at all. And now they're just here. What? And then this is the one that, we get Storm wielding fucking Mjolnir. She shows up. Stoneface. One, I saw it in the trailer. So I was like, okay, it's cool. I'm not saying it's not. But why do I care if I saw it already? We should have never heard that she was in this. If we had never known that she was in this, wielding Mjolnir, I would have did a flip. I would have, oh shit, like, that's cool. Nothing. And her role in this, she is as meaningless as this remote control. She's a random nobody. What is her character? She's doing all this stuff, and I'm like, yeah, it's cool, but why do I care? This is the first time we've seen an X-Men in the MCU that's not in Deadpool. Like, this is the official, like, start of this, other than X-Men 97. And she's showing up, and I just don't care. I'm like, yo, like, what is this? Then we get the finale. Is the finale all right? Yeah, sure. But you had me sit there for almost 3 hours wasting my time with some god-awful episodes, and then you expect me to care that the universe is about to implode or whatever. I'm like, I don't care about this. This wasn't set up. This just comes out of nowhere. And then you want me to sit here and be like, oh, what a series finale. No, bro. Was it good? It was okay. But the tactic of not having a story for a whole season, and then you want to throw me a season finale which is action, 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 action. Oh my god, it's so cool. And then sit there and want me to be like, oh man, it was a really rough season, but you really stuck the landing. No, you didn't stick anything. You ended it okay. Compared to the rest of the season, yeah, it's a 5 out of 5 finale. But like, I just watched it, and other than a couple of moments, I was like, okay, Peggy Carter essentially saving the universe, cool. I see we're still driving that Peggy Carter narrative down everybody's throat, but cool. I don't know. It was a lot of fucking nothing. And I sat here and defended for 2 years or 4 years ish, defended this show for what? Like, I'm seriously convinced they wrote this season in 5 minutes. And then they got the fucking nerve. They got the nerve in the credits to show all the concepts that we'll never get. Meanwhile, all those concepts are more interesting than everything we got this season. They showed a Ghost Rider that was a samurai. They showed Moon Knight with Blade as Moon Knight, which they teased before the season came out. I guess they did that episode and then they never just put it in the season. Whatever.
Like a female Punisher.
Yeah, it was Riri. It was
Riri as the Punisher.
There was one where it was Miss Marvel as the Wasp. There was one where Gamora was in like a bride dress or some shit. There were a couple of them. The main one I saw was Ghost Rider. I saw him I said, what the what? It's like, you mean to tell me you could have used... I'm seriously convinced they did not know that season 3 was going to be the last season. I'm convinced. They had all these plans for a season 4, and they saw that nobody liked season 2, and so they were like, yeah, we're not doing it. Let's just put these things in the credits and call it a day. This was a waste of time. It was a waste of time, and we started out this year, the MCU. We only had 4 projects this year. Echo, I like Echo. I don't care anymore. I'm a wave that flag. I like Echo a lot. It's really good. Deadpool Wolverine was a banger. We started out the year okay. The second half of the fucking year, Agatha, and then this, bro. What the fuck are we doing, bro? I swear on every fiber of my being, if next year is not like 2013, 2014, 2015 levels of good, they better start fucking praying. That's all I'm saying. Captain America, they better say a prayer that Captain America is not the disaster that we've heard it is. And if it is, they're done. They're done. Because I guarantee you, if they fuck up Captain America, nobody's going to care about Thunderbolts. Maybe people will care about Fantastic Four because it's got the name recognition. They better pray. They better pray. All these reshoots that they've been doing, that they're still doing now, better work out. That's all I'm saying. This shit sucked. And if they had said like, oh, we're going to make another season after this, I would have said cancel it after this. Because if you don't care, why do I care? Good riddance.
It's gonna be fun following that up. So I guess brief history with me and What If. I really enjoyed the first season. Season two, I didn't really love as much. They're fast tracking Doom. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, wait for Daredevil. Yeah, I
I forgot
hope
we were getting that.
Daredevil. Yeah, we're getting Daredevil in March.
I'm not worried about that. I'm not.
Hopefully that is does
Because
well.
I've seen
Hopefully
enough
that's
leaked
well written.
trailers to have confidence that that's going to be good. I'm not worried about
Nice,
that.
nice. What if is a show that I feel like you don't really even have to watch if you're like following the MCU. You don't have to watch it. It's not something that's like essential, watching for to follow everything that's happening. Um, it started off as like a fun little show, and it's just like it's supposed to be an anthology. I truly, in my heart of hearts, feel like that's the approach that they should have stayed with this show because connecting everything. They did that in season one. Not everything, but like a lot of the different storylines are connected.
It's the
And
most
then
connected of the 3 seasons.
yes, and then you get season two that has certain stories that are connected by the end, and then they try to do that in season three in some ways, and it just fell flat. um Mainly because some of the episodes were just horrible. But I liked season one quite a bit. Season two I didn't love it. It was okay. The finale is great. I thought they brought it home in the finale, and I feel very similar with this season. This season had worse episodes for me, but I thoroughly enjoyed the finale, and I thought it was a finale worthy of the show. um the so I'm not gonna go through every episode, but the highlights for me for season three. I loved the Megazord episode. I really enjoyed it. It wasn't perfect, but I thought it was really well written. I thought Sam. I liked the conflict within Sam. Trusting the Incredible Hulk because he is basically scared of him, and then the Hulk making the ultimate sacrifice in the end, and the
I like that a
Megazords were
lot.
awesome. I thought that was cool. But then we're moving on to episode two with Kingo and Agatha. It was fine. Then we get into the Howard the Duck stuff, and I think episode three was the Red Guardian. I'm not even gonna talk about that. I didn't like that. The Howard the Duck stuff was an embarrassment. That was an embarrassment, and that was a highlight of the season in the worst way. It was just I don't understand why that
They
happened.
got the
It
nerve to
was
put in "I was made for loving you"
I
in
was
there.
very it's just like
That song had a resurgence in
who
2024, and then it was killed in the last week of the year.
who likes this? Like who wants this? Who wants this? Like they sat down in a room and said, "Oh, people would like this."
The only thing I chuckled
Um
at in that episode was when she gave birth and it was an egg. I was like, "That's kind of funny." That was
bro.
the only thing that I genuinely laughed at. I was like,
And
"That's kind
then
of funny."
they you can't I mean you can skip the episode, but you'll miss something because
Yeah.
at the end of the season there's this character and we're like, who is this? He
No, you
literally
knew
texts.
who it was.
I
I
I
didn't.
I when I watched the episode, I didn't know who it was. When I watched the actual episode, I didn't know. I was like, who is this? Because they didn't really properly introduce her
No, she
as
just shows up.
she's a full grown character, like she's grown up. So I'm like, who is this? And then I saw the mark on her head, and it was the same mark that the baby had in that episode. I was like, so that's their kid. And then I
And this is
saw an
this is the
article
weird thing too.
about it.
So
Hmm.
in that episode, she's video chatting with Darcy and Howard,
Hmm.
and it's insinuating that she like this is the same kid but grown up. It's not like her from another multiverse. This is her. So it's like, so you what?
My hands are up, bro. I'm
Like
not.
what?
That's above me, bro. I don't know. I don't know. I can't explain that. But the Shang-Chi and K Bishop episode, I did enjoy. There were some things about it that I just didn't love, but like overall, I did enjoy that episode.
I think I
I
would
did.
say with that episode, I think I like
Mhm.
their relationship. him
But
and
Kate and Shang-Chi?
no, Shang-Chi
Oh,
and his
Xialing.
sister.
Xialing. Okay.
I think
Yeah.
I might have liked that relationship more in this episode than the movie.
I agree.
That
I
that
agree.
the last minutes of that was good stuff. It
I
was
thought
really
so
good.
too. Even though we didn't truly get uh the hood, we didn't truly get the hood because of things. But it was just I was like, I don't know how I felt about that because I would have wanted to see that. But there were some little issues here and there I had with that episode, but overall I liked it. The emergence with Riri and all that. I kind of liked that episode. Was it kind of boring? Yes, but also I did like the whole everything with White Vision and Mysterio and things like that. I like that. So, you know,
Thought the end was kind of
that's
cringy. And she was like, "I'm gonna give him hope." And she goes up into the sky and she lights up an Avenger symbol. I said, "Jesus Christ!"
it kind of worked for me. That kind of worked for me, but I digress. It wasn't high art or anything. I fully admit. And then we get those final two episodes that were very rushed. And it's mainly because this should not be a show that follows each episode or connects. It's supposed to be an anthology show, so keep it that way. We got Storm. I can't really relate to Tyler. I saw Storm and I about did a backflip. I loved it. I do agree that we're like, why is she here?
No,
How did she get
listen, I'm
here?
I'm happy that she's here.
What's
I,
yeah,
I'm happy
like
that she's here because she was the standout, one of the standouts in X Men '97. Well, everyone was a standout in X Men '97.
true, true.
But um, I just don't like the fact that she doesn't stand out to me.
hmm
She feels the same. Like her and Peggy and Kahari, they all feel the same.
I don't know if I feel that same way with the finale, bro. The fact that she said, I've been calling on nature my
I saw
whole
that. That
life,
was good. I like that.
but I am nature. Like
And they played the
I
the
was like,
'97 theme. That was cool.
I definitely
That was
chuckled,
cool.
and I was and I do enjoy this finale, this series finale. Like when you say I don't really care about what's going on, I understand that point of view. I understand that because it does feel rushed. We are kind of like, how did we get here? Like it didn't feel like
Well,
enough build
no,
up to that.
the part with the Watcher and the
hmm
other dudes, I
hmm
get that because that
hmm
it makes sense that from season one to now they'd be like, "What are you doing, bro?"
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like that part. My issue is you get all these characters showing up out of nowhere,
I
and we
get that.
haven't seen them since season two.
Yeah.
And,
I
and
get that.
Kahari's
And we
doing
haven't
all
seen
this stuff. I'm like,
we
how
haven't
are
seen
you? That
Storm.
part, that part in the finale when she's fighting the dude and she disappears and comes back as like a giant and punches. I'm like, what?
She
Since
can do
when could?
that?
Yeah, because to my knowledge, she could only run fast and like shoot laser stuff. So when
She
she
has
does
like
that,
a
I'm like,
teleport.
what?
She can teleport too, like make things teleport.
Show is written in crayon, bro.
I I really enjoyed the finale, but I do understand the gripes with it and the issues that people have with it. Um but I don't know. And then the way it ended, I was like, this is kind of cool. I like the way it ended, and now we don't have to deal with any more of this. We don't have to deal with any more of crappy episodes, Darcy and Howard the Duck embarrassment. Like we don't have to deal with that. So, oh, I guess overall, I'm saying that there are parts of this season that I liked. Overall, it was a fumble. Overall, it was a fumble. But there are elements that I
Yeah.
liked of this season. Um,
This
but
is
yeah,
my least favorite season of Disney Plus television. It's not
I
even close.
don't know if I agree. I don't know. I have to really think about that.
Yes,
I
I
did love
enjoyed
Agatha.
Agatha more than this.
I don't know if I don't know. I'll have to think about that.
There was not a single episode in Agatha that was as bad as that Howard the Duck episode, bro. That's what you really got to think about.
I think about that, yes. But also like just Agatha overall, that season overall
Yeah,
just did not work for me. So like I felt more entertainment value with a lot more of these episodes than I did in the episodes of Agatha. But
yeah,
I digress. I don't know if that's why I said I don't know if I liked Agatha more than this or not, but it's kind of a tie a little bit right
yeah.
now in my mind.
All right, guys. So if you guys have seen What If, which is not many of you, if you guys have seen What If, season 3, let us know down below. Do you guys agree with us, or are you with me to where like you didn't think the first 2 seasons were bad, but this one was bad, or did you enjoy all 3? I don't know. I got on Instagram this morning. Somebody was calling people idiots for not liking season 3. Guess I'm an idiot. Whatever. Won't be the first time I was called an idiot. Moving on to our end of the year awards. So we're gonna start with the most negative
We'll do
among.
5.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
So we're not gonna do top 10 worst of the year. But we'll do like top 10 disappointments. And we always have to clarify for disappointments. It's not so much they're bad. And there's not a single movie on my bottom 10 of the year that's on this list because I didn't want to, like, I could put a couple movies on there on this list, but I'm not going to. I'm going to focus on the movies that I expected them to be great and they just kind of sucked. Um, so my number 5, and the way this will go is that if I say one and then AJ has like the same exact pick, just like let me know so that way
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
So my number 5 is going to be Mean Girls, the 2024 musical. I'll start with that. Um, Me and AJ actually saw this movie together. Um, One of 2 movies we saw together this year. Well, no, 3. We saw
3.
Romulus.
3. Yep.
Mean Girls, man. I really wasn't looking forward to this, truth be told. But I was like, it could be okay. I was optimistic, and I did enjoy the movie. But as I thought about it, I really haven't, which is ironic when you see my Blu-ray update later. But I enjoyed the movie. There were things about it that I liked. I think Renee Webb, or is that whatever the hell her
Yeah,
name
Renee
is,
Rapp. Hmm.
I thought she was phenomenal as Regina. I thought she was easily the best thing about the movie. I thought the music was okay. Um, but my main issue was that it's just a shot for shot remake of Mean Girls with songs in it. Essentially just what it was, and that kind of bummed me out. I was like, you could have made it like more energetic and cool, and it
Hmm.
just you took the lazy approach, you know. I didn't really like the girl who they got for Katie. I thought she was really
Not at
bad.
all.
Um,
Ain't that the same girl who plays Betty Brant?
yeah,
And that's the
uh-huh.
same girl. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
she was bad.
that was a
The
miscast. That was
boyfriend
definitely a
was bad
miscast.
too. I didn't like him either.
Aaron
Yeah.
Sanders.
Um, the Damien was great. I liked
He
him a
was.
lot.
Hmm.
It like I said, I didn't hate this movie, but it was just kind of okay, you know.
Hmm.
AJ, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is Monkey Man. This is a
Mm,
movie that I was looking forward to because I like Dev Patel a lot. I think he's a very good actor, and it was his directorial debut, I
yeah.
believe.
Hmm.
And he starred in it. And I was like, that's a recipe
The
for
trailer to this movie was
greatness.
really good too.
And in the yeah, I saw the trailer. I was like, this is gonna be dope. I felt very underwhelmed. Not that I hated this movie whatsoever. I sort of liked this movie, but it was a disappointment because number one, I didn't really like the cinematography at all. And I don't usually talk about cinematography that I don't like, but I did not like the way this movie was shot. I didn't like the close-ups. I felt like I couldn't really tell a lot of things that were happening, especially the action. There were action scenes that I really wanted to get into, and like there's a chase scene that happened that I really wanted to get into, and I just could not pay attention. I couldn't grasp what was happening when it was happening because of the cinematography, how it was shot, and things like that. Also, I found the story to be a little underwhelming. It was a revenge story. It was kind of simple, a little typical, but I found myself being bored
Yeah,
throughout, which
the
shouldn't
pacing
have
was
happened.
not great in that movie.
It shouldn't have happened. But yeah, this is one of my biggest disappointments of the year, which is unfortunate because I was looking forward to it. Like all these on my list, I wouldn't say I was looking forward to everyone on the list, but I was expecting it to be better than it was. So, yeah.
All right, number four. Oh boy, I'm about to get in trouble already.
Uh-oh.
My number four. This was my most anticipated movie of the year, and it breaks
Mm,
my heart to put it in this list. But
hmm
Furiosa, man,
mm,
Furiosa. I was beyond ecstatic for this movie.
hmm
The trailer came out last year, so I can't put it on the best trailers for this year. If it did, it would have been like number one because that trailer was phenomenal. That teaser trailer for Furiosa. Um, I was so excited. I love Mad Max Fury Road, and I went through the other Mad Max movies before Furiosa. The first one is pretty good. Road Warrior, while overhyped, is very good. Beyond Thunderdome sucked, and I love Fury Road. I was so excited for this movie. I walked in, and this was one of the few movies this year where I didn't put my expectations in check. I'm like, bro, Fury Road was raw. George Miller's coming back. I like the Furiosa character. There's no reason for this to be disappointing. And 2.5 hours later, I was just kind of like, it was,
Ooh, that movie's 2.5 hours. Ooh.
yeah, so I was like, it was okay.
Hmm
I did enjoy this movie, but I thought the pacing was rather bad at points.
Mm,
I thought some of the CGI was really bad. The green screen was really bad at points. And I just thought some of the writing decisions in that movie were questionable. Like you get oh god, Chris Hemsworth, Dementis, his villain is a phenomenal villain. He's barely in the movie.
good call.
I was like, what are we doing, bro? And then you introduce this conflict between him and Immortan Joe to where he's kind of teasing him and messing with him. I'm like, oh, this could be cool. They barely touch on it, and they do like a time jump, and Dementis just has control over things. It's like I wanted to see that. What are you doing? Is the action cool? Yeah, George Miller can still direct things. There's a standout action scene, and like I don't know what it's called. It's like this little area, the part where Furious is like shooting the sniper rifle stuff at her at Dementis. It's in the second act. I like that, and the truck chase was pretty cool too. But and I didn't really love Anya Taylor Joy in this movie. I thought she was good, but I don't know, something about it was just off. Again, I haven't rewatched it since the theater. It's just because I haven't really had time, but it was just so underwhelming, and I'm not alone in this. I remember a lot of people, they walked out, they were like, ooh, that wasn't great. I know a lot of people really liked this. Some people said it was better than Fury Road. I was disappointed by it. I wanted so much more from it, and it was just okay. And it again, it was my most anticipated movie of the year, and it breaks my heart to say that, but
hmm
it is what it is.
Yeah, got you. So I guess I'm gonna go with my number four. Is going to be Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire.
Cool. We'll be talking about
Um,
that one in a bit.
yeah.
What's going
So
on, Austin?
I was looking forward to this movie. I guess I wasn't like ecstatic for this, but I was looking forward to it. I liked the trailer. Um, and it kind of gave a different feel to the Ghostbusters, franchise. It kind of gave a different, vibe.
AJ can't relate to
And
this one. The
it
bear.
definitely was,
No.
you know, Joker two.
It's, it looked
Yeah, I did. I the bear. Yeah, bro.
that probably be his number one.
No, I didn't go TV on this one, but the bear is definitely up there with disappointments on that. I don't know what happened with that season. I don't know why I couldn't
I
click
loved it.
with it.
That was good.
Yeah, it was not. I wish I could relate to that. I did not like it. But anyway, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. This movie was a mess and a half. And I didn't absolutely hate it, but it wasn't good. It wasn't good. There were things that I just like kind of threw my hands up at. I was just like, y'all got it, bro. Like and a lot of the comedy didn't work. The storytelling was all over the place. It was very boring at a lot of parts. And it just did not work. Like the characters were written kind of horribly. Um, so I have yet to pick this one up on physical, but
Me
it's
too.
just it's kind of baffling how good Afterlife was, and this movie just kind of just failed at on all fronts. But yeah, Ghostbusters Afterlife or Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Yeah,
They're doing another one too. They announced that.
yeah, I believe it. I believe it.
My
Not looking forward to
number,
that.
my number three. This was, I think, my second most anticipated movie of the year. Disappointed me critically too. A
Mm,
Quiet Place Day One, bro.
mm,
I was so excited for this movie. I was like, I'm gonna tell the story again. When A Quiet Place came out, I was like, I want them to do a movie where it's focused on the first day and showing how that worked out. And when they announced that this was happening, I said, "Oh my god, they they're they're gonna do it and they're gonna
they're
kill it.
doing
It's gonna be awesome."
it. Hmm.
The trailers to this movie were great. I was like, "Yo, this is gonna be so raw."
They were great, but they were overplayed.
Yeah, they were. And the movie itself, I thought was very boring, underwhelming, and really did nothing for me. To be honest, Lupita Nyong'o was very good. Joseph Quinn was pretty good. There are some sequences that are pretty cool. I think the initial outbreak attack sequence is great. Um, yes, the cat is innocent. The cat is the goat.
Frodo,
Frodo's the best part of the movie.
those are not a
There's
cat, he's a goat.
there's some chase sequences in there that are really good. There's one in the third act where they're like throwing the bricks to the cars so they can get on the boat. I thought that was neat, but I thought the movie was boring to make.
Mm,
Yeah, I thought it didn't utilize the concept one of being set in New York very well, and two, the
mm,
day one aspect of it. The part I was looking forward to the most was like people not knowing how to survive. And what's the first thing we get in 20 minutes? We get a survival tactic that was introduced in the first Quiet Place movie. We get these characters doing it with no explanation as to how they know how to do it. That was like, okay, cool. Um, it was miserably disappointing. I was like, again, the same thing with Furiosa. I was like, it was fine. It's not bad, but I was severely underwhelmed with this movie. And
mm.
Dimon Hansu is not in this movie. Why? He's in this movie for 5 minutes. What? Yo, who in Hollywood has a vendetta against Dimon Hansu, bro? I need to know. Man is a goat beyond belief in the acting world, and he's always given the shaft in these movies. Whatever. Adrian.
Next is going to be Joker 2. The reason why this is not my number one is because I never really wanted this movie to happen. Um, Not truly. Um, when I heard that Todd Phillips and Joaquin Phoenix were coming back for this project, I was semi hopeful. I was like, they're not gonna come back and do a second one that's gonna be bad, right? I was thinking that, and because just the concept of it being a musical, the concept of a sequel to this movie that doesn't need a sequel, um, I was just not excited for it. But it's a Joker movie, bro. It's a Joker movie, and I absolutely love the first Joker film. So, I had a little bit of anticipation for it, but like I still didn't necessarily want it to happen. And everybody saw it. I didn't see it for a while. Everybody saw it. They were watching it. Oh, it's not good. It's trash. I was like, I told you so. Like, I didn't mean I don't want to say that, but like I kind of felt that. Then I ended up finally watching it. Watched half of it, then watched the other half of it weeks later. I just did not have the energy, bro. I did not have the energy. I didn't.
It
I
stinks.
wasn't wanting to have that type of disappointment in my life at that moment. But I finally finished it, and it confirmed everything that I felt before the movie came out. I was just like, this is not necessary. They're going to fumble the Harley Quinn character. Um, there's just a lot of things that I felt that I thought were going to happen in this movie, and it just happened. So it is part of my disappointments of the year, just mainly because of name value alone. But yeah, I never really wanted that movie to happen anyway. But Joker 2, Joker fully a do.
Foily a doo doo.
Yep, quite literally.
My number three. Are we at three?
I
Two.
just did three.
So two. My number two is The Crow, the
Mm,
2024. I know people downright hated this movie. I didn't. I just thought it was
mhm,
fucking boring as fuck for a movie that is adapting source material that's very interesting and
mhm,
remaking one of the best comic book movies of all time.
mhm,
I don't understand. I respect them for taking a different approach, and it's the approach I would have taken too, of making us care about the relationship. But to me, I didn't care about the relationship at all. I thought it was a boring relationship, and I was like, can we just fucking get to this already? And it takes
mhm,
forever for him to become the Crow. You know, I thought Bill Skarsgård was okay. Um, the action when it finally gets to it is very good. There's an opera scene that is, I can't believe I'm going to say this is one of the best action sequences of the year in a movie that A, nobody watched, and B, nobody remembers. But it is one of the best action sequences of the year. And it's just okay. I have it at a three, a low three, but a three. I'm like, it was okay, you know, but it's disappointing, and considering that it took them forever to get this movie off the ground, this is what we got. Lee, but we'll just stick with the original. Original is a banger, and if any positive came out of this, me and AJ watched The Crow for the first time.
yeah, yeah, that's true.
Number two
Uh,
is The Crow.
mm, what'd you say?
Number two is The Crow.
Oh, okay. So my number two is I'm pretty sure is going to be on Tyler's top 10. Um, it is Maxine. I was I was anticipating this film so much. And I think this is one of the ones that I didn't check my expectations at the door either. Much like Tyler with Furiosa. Um, I did not check my expectations at the door. I was so amped for this movie because I really like X and I love Pearl. So I just knew this was going to be a banger for me. It definitely was not. I felt this movie was uh, extreme mess, and writing wise, storytelling wise. I did not care for the twist. I didn't care for the actual slasher aspect of the movie, that it was supposed to be. I didn't feel like this movie made sense a lot of the time either. As far as character reactions, character, you know, interactions and things like that. So I I really wanted to go in loving this movie, and I definitely did not. I didn't absolutely hate it. It's watchable. But for something that was one of my most anticipated for the year, it was a huge letdown. So that's my number two.
My number one, without fucking question, is Joker Folie à Deux. Now,
Mhm.
I feel like I enjoyed this movie more than most. I gave it a 2.5, so but I enjoyed this movie more than most. I tried. This might be the only movie this year, other than Furiosa, to where I tried so hard the entire runtime to like a movie. I just ended up did it not. This movie's a disaster.
Mhm.
It's shot phenomenally. Joaquin Phoenix is very good in the movie. There are ideas that I very much like. The execution of said ideas are fucking atrocious. The musical aspect of this movie is fucking atrocious. Minus one scene, and it's the gonna build a mountain. I love that sequence. Seeing that in IMAX twice was a treat. I actually really like that sequence. I like that part. Everything else is a disaster. It's a disaster. It's a movie that never should have happened, and probably has the worst ending to a movie this year. Fucking awful. And the fact that this movie astronomically bombed, I don't feel bad for anybody. Y'all deserve it. Y'all deserve it. $250 million down the drain. Good. Good. I don't
They
feel
learned
bad
something
at
from that.
all. I hope. I sincerely hope. Yeah. My number one most disappointing movie of the year is Joker Folie à Deux, without question.
My number one is has already been on Tyler's list. It is Mean Girls. I was highly looking forward to this movie. I this was I don't know if it was like my number one anticipated or
It was on there.
like up there. It was up there. Because I really, really enjoy the Mean Girls film, the original Mean Girls film,
Me too.
and I enjoy musicals, and I like Renee Rapp. I like, there's a lot of elements to this. Like it should have been something that I loved. Um, and even walking out of the theater, I wasn't hating it. I was just like, it was okay. But
You were
throughout the
real. I
year,
felt it on your face. I was like, ugh, he
I
was
was I
not a
was
good
frustrated. I
at
was
all.
frustrated, but I wasn't like this movie sucks. I wasn't
No.
saying that. I was just like I was disappointed.
Yeah.
Bottom line, I was disappointed. And then as the year went on, I started thinking about it more and thinking about it more. And I was like, that movie is kind of like nothing. It's kind of worse than trash. Like it's not, it's like, it's kind of worse than bad. It's like nothing.
Hmm.
It doesn't even like come to my mind.
Yeah, me
It's
too.
so like it's so mid. So
Yeah.
it's like that is frustrating and it's very disappointing. So that is my number one of the top five disappointments, which I just never thought that I would say that. I never thought that I would feel that way, but here we are.
Yeah. That's how I feel with Furiosa. I
Hmm.
did not think this year was gonna end with me saying it was mid.
Yeah, yeah, that's unfortunate.
All right.
But on to happier topics.
Yeah. If you guys want to list your top five disappointments in the comments, feel free to do so. Again, they don't have to be movies that are bad, but just movies that, they were good, but not as good as you wanted them to be.
Hmm.
Moving on, we're going to go through this one a little quicker. The top three movie trailers from this year. Had some good trailers this year.
Hmm.
Um, I know either two or three of these are going to appear on AJ's list. Um, so my
Okay,
number
we'll see.
three is the Madonna Deadpool Wolverine trailer. Um,
Very good.
what a trailer, bro! That was.
Very good.
I saw that trailer and I went to go see. Was it Twisters? No, did Twisters come out after Deadpool or was that before? I don't
I think it
remember.
was. Oh, me either. Why am I
No, it
forgetting?
was before. It was before. So yeah, I went to go see Twisters, and they played this
Hmm.
trailer in 4DX. And when the song starts coming, like doom doom doom, the seats started bopping to the
Mm.
trailer in 4DX. So that was a very cool way to see that trailer. But it was a very good trailer. You know, it did exactly what it had to do, and the more I saw it, I loved it. I was like, yo, this movie's gonna be so good, and it was. It was a very good trailer. Um, Number two is gonna be the Super Bowl slash teaser trailer for Wicked. I thought this trailer. I remember. I Before this trailer, I had no interest in this movie, other than the director who did In the Heights. I was like, I have no idea what this is. I saw this trailer, and you could go back to the Madam Web spoiler talk where we talked about this trailer. I was like, yo, that was the best trailer of the night. Everyone was like, oh no, Deadpool, Wolverine, blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, that shit, Wicked. I'm booking my tickets now. That trailer was phenomenal. One of the best teaser trailers I've seen in I can't even tell you how long, and it made me so excited to see this movie. And you'll see later, but thankfully it paid off immensely. And my number one, I'm gonna cheat, and I don't care. Both trailers for Alien Romulus. Number one, the trailers to Alien Romulus, and I think all of them came out this year. Alien Romulus might have had the best marketing of a movie this year. It's one of them. The teaser trailer was phenomenal. The second trailer, where it says in space, no one can hear you, and then she screams and it goes silent, phenomenal. The final trailer, which I hate final trailers because 9 out of 10 times they'll spoil the whole movie. But the final trailer to this movie was just perfection. All three trailers, perfect trailers. I can't pick a best one of all three. So I'm putting all three number one, Alien Romulus, best trailers of the year. And it helped that the movie was a banger. Talk about that later. But
It did
yeah,
help. It definitely helped.
yeah.
So I'm gonna go my top three. I know earlier you said that you're not gonna add this to your top of the year because it's so recent, but I gotta do it. Superman, bro. Superman 2025. We talked about it. Love this trailer so much. I've watched it so many times, which I don't do that with trailers really. I'll either watch it like one or two times, and then whenever I see it in the theater or whatever, um, yeah. But this trailer, I will probably probably watch it like 15 times total. Um, I absolutely love it, and I am anticipating the film. I still have a little nervousness, with some things, but we talked about that. But yeah, number three is Superman 2025. The next one is Bad Boys Ride or Die.
I was gonna say this one.
I think one of the reasons why I love this trailer so much is
The
it came
editing.
as such a surprise.
That
Like
too.
we got the trailer and we didn't really hear anything about this. We didn't have a
We didn't know the
poster.
title.
We didn't know the title. We knew it was happening, but we didn't know like exactly when it was coming out. Like it was a lot unknown, and then we got slapped with this trailer. And like there's like a little intro with Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, and they're like kind of like had some banter back and forth, and like we got this new trailer, we gonna show it now, like it was fun. It was a fun time, and um the trailer was actually great. And I really enjoyed this movie. And the trailer just it accompanied it very well. And then my number one, I'm also gonna cheat with my number one. I'm gonna go TV and The Last of Us season two
Oh,
trailer, bro. I absolutely loved this
it's a
trailer.
really good trailer.
Every time I watch it, I feel something. bring something out of me, bro. Like I feel emotional, like it hits tugs on those heartstrings. I'm one that absolutely loves the second game. I know that there's so many issues that people have with this game. I love the game. So, I'm not saying it's perfect and I don't have any issues, but I don't definitely don't have as many as other people. So this season is going to either it's going to be great. I'm still a little nervous about the season, but either it's going to be great or it's going to be like one of the biggest disappointments. And I really hope that it's not on that latter
Bro,
list. I hope
this
that
can't be
it's one
disappointing
of the
because season one was already disappointing, bro. I can't have
season
it.
one. I like season one. I
I
do
do too.
like season one. It has its flaws and its adaptation misses. But season one I do like. It's just there are some frustrations I have with it. Season two, that trailer looks like all of my frustrations have melted away. That's what it looks like to me. Um, this is one that I have to make sure I'm checking my expectations at the door, bro. Because I can let that trailer just get to me and, be blindsided. So but that is my number one trailer of the year.
Um, Luke says his were Mickey 17. Oof, I
Okay.
didn't like that at
I
all.
wish I could relate to that. Mickey 17.
Mission Impossible, that Final Reckoning, yeah, that's one of the
I
best.
have not seen that actually. I've
Superman,
not
and
seen that
then
trailer.
maybe one of the Twisters trailers. That first Twisters trailer hit like crack.
Yeah.
If you
Twisters
feel
trailers
it.
were very good. You can feel it. Chase it.
So
Yeah.
yeah, if you guys have some favorite trailers for the year, let us know down below. It doesn't have to be three. It could be five. It could be 10. I don't know. Maybe you remember that
Mhm.
many trailers. I don't. Um, top three surprises of 2024. Um, switch it up and let AJ go first.
Okay. Um, so my number three is gonna be Horizon and American Saga. This is one that I semi was interested in, but like I was like, it's a Western. A lot of Westerns aren't really coming out in theaters this year, or like period.
Yeah.
Like they're not coming out, period, really. So and we got Kevin Costner and a lot of people that I don't really know, but it could be cool. Then people started watching it and seeing it, and like these negative reviews kept coming in. I was like, oh, maybe I should cancel my ticket. Maybe I shouldn't go. Maybe I shouldn't watch this movie because people were saying it sucks. So I walked in with some very low expectations because people said it sucks, and it was about 3 hours long. So I'm like, this is about to suck and it's about to be long. Oh my God. Um, Sat there, enjoyed a lot of that movie, bro. It's not perfect. I think I gave it a 4 out of 5. I liked it. I didn't absolutely love it, but I liked it quite a bit. And that was one of the things that I was like, I can't really go off of what people think. I gotta go and watch the movies myself because this is something that people hated that I actually liked. So yes, it's 3 hours, but the way that I watch that movie, and it's kind of split up like that. After each hour or so, it like fades to black and goes to like kind of a different story. So it kind of felt like 3 hour long episodes of something. So I kind of watched it as a mini series in my mind, and that kind of helped me, with the pacing. Um, but yeah, like overall, that movie was pretty dope. So, are we just going straight through all three, or are we going to trade off?
No, you can just do them
Go
all.
through all three. Okay, all right, let's do that. The next one is Love Lies Bleeding. If you know me, I don't care for Kristen Stewart as an actress. I just don't think she's that great of an actress. I don't really love a lot of her roles that I've seen her in. So when I, watched this movie, I was like, it's A24. It's probably gonna be weird. It's probably gonna be kooky, weird and kooky it was. But but I did thoroughly enjoy this movie. I thought it was very well put together. I thought the storytelling was good. It had some intense sequences. I don't really know what genre this movie is. Is it like? It's like
Thriller,
drama slash thriller. Yeah, I guess thriller.
low key
I guess
erotic thriller. I don't know
low
because
key.
it's hmm,
Yeah, low key a lot erotic thriller. But overall it was very well put together. I thought it was well edited, well shot. I was interested in the story. I was never bored with the movie.
yeah.
And I thought the performances were good.
Yeah.
Christian Stewart,
Ed Harris was phenomenal in that movie.
Ed Harris was fantastic. I even like Dave Franco in this movie. Like I wasn't even
He
expecting
was in
him
that
to.
movie.
Yeah, he was the troublesome husband that got.
I only remember the main three. I don't remember him in that movie. Oh no, he was
uh,
Ed Harris's son, right?
yeah, I believe so. Yeah, he
Yeah,
was beating up on people. But yeah, like that movie was a surprise to me because I just wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did, and I enjoyed it.
it was
Yeah.
good.
So and then so my number one is gonna be Abigail. This movie, I Tyler when Tyler was here earlier this year,
Yeah,
he showed me the trailer. We watched the trailer together, and he was like, "Oh, this looks so dope." And I was like, "It looks okay.
I don't remember.
Like it
I
looks."
remember thinking it looked cool, but I also remember saying, "Well, they showed the whole movie in the trailer."
That's true. But I remember you being more excited about
Yeah,
it than I was, and then the movie finally came out, and you saw it before me, and you were like, "Oh, it's dope." And I was like, "Okay, I'm mildly interested." I went to go see it, kind of on a whim. I don't think I was like really anticipating buying tickets for that, but I ended up seeing it, and movie's good, man. Movie is very solid. Does it take a while to pick up and actually get where it's going? Yes, but once it does, the movie is a fun time. Like I like the comedy. I like the actors in it. Dan Stevens, fantastic in it. Melissa Barrera was very good. Catherine Newton, kind of surprisingly showed up and showed out in that movie. So
Catherine
yeah,
doing that.
Abigail, and it was a thrill ride, and it was gory, it was bloody, and I was kind of
Oh yeah, it was
surprised of how
bloody.
crazy it got. But it ended up getting pretty crazy, and I enjoyed it. Giancarlo Esposito is in that movie too, and I liked him in it
For
too. What
more than
what he
five
was
minutes.
in of it, yeah, what he was in of it. But yeah, overall, that movie was pretty dope.
All right.
So those are
So
my top three.
my number three surprise of the year is gonna be Salem's Lot, the
Mhm.
HBO
The
Max
Max. Hmm.
original. I've never seen the original Salem's Lot. I saw the trailer for this pop up on my phone. I was like, oh, I guess this is coming out this year. And I watched it
Hmm.
really with no expectations. I was like, yeah, it came out, and I actually really enjoyed this for what it was. I know a lot of people did not like this movie. I was like, it's okay. It's not high art at all. But I was like, it
Hmm.
was cool. It was fun. The vampire stuff was cool. The gores were cool. The gore was cool. The kills were pretty great. You know,
Hmm.
I don't know. It was fun. I don't know. Everyone was like, nah, this sucks. I was like, maybe if I watch the original or read the book, I'll feel that way.
Hmm.
I don't know. I was like, it was okay though.
Hmm.
My number two surprise, no question, no question. Speak no evil. I thought this movie was gonna be fucking garbage. They played this trailer so many times that it became a meme on the internet. Do you know how many times you have to play a trailer for people to get annoyed and start memeing on it on Twitter? That's a lot, bro. I hated seeing this trailer so much. I skipped it in the theater because I'm like, yo, I don't want to see this movie. It was one thing that I saw the trailer 20,000 times. It was another thing I didn't think it looked good at all. But I watched it like pretty soon after it came out on digital because AJ said it was really good, and indeed it was. It was very good. I thought this was very good. I have not seen the original. AJ did. He said it's not good. Um, but I liked this movie. I thought James McAvoy gave a very good performance, as he always does. Um, I thought most of the acting was pretty good. Um, My main issue with this movie is just that characters are fucking stupid and they have the IQ of a
Very
pencil
much so.
cap. They
Very much
they
so.
do things in this movie. I'm like, oh my god. And the little girl got me annoyed with her stupid bunny rabbit.
Bunny.
I was like, oh my god, bro, these
I
people are
don't
gonna
condone violence,
die.
but
Yo, these people are gonna die because of this damn bunny rabbit, bro. But I thought it was very good. I thought it was very good, and of the garbage that we got from Blumhouse this year, this was one of the good things that we actually got this year. My number one surprise, and this isn't my number one technically because my number one is in my top 10 best. These movies are not in my top 10 best, but Lisa Frankenstein, man. I thought this movie was gonna be awful. I saw the trailer. I said, absolutely not. I was like, I'm not watching this. But for some reason, when you watched it and said it sucked, I wanted to watch it. I was like, okay, I'll check it out.
I
Um,
didn't say it sucked. I said it wasn't for me.
Dog, you gave that
And
movie a two, bro.
it
That's
wasn't for
bad.
me. And I fully admit that the movie wasn't a bad movie. It just wasn't. I did not connect to that movie at all. But
Um,
you enjoyed it.
yeah, I like this movie. I thought it was really funny. It did take its time to get going, but I kind of vibed with the weirdness of it all. I thought which Sprouse is in this one?
I
Cole
believe
Sprouse.
Cole.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Cole. He did good as the monster. You know, he's silent most of well, I think all of the movie pretty much. But I thought he did cool with the physical comedy. I thought Catherine Newton was very good. I love the way this movie looks visually. It's very bright and poppy. I like that. I can only imagine what the Blu-ray looks like. But yeah, I thought it was a very weird movie, but it was cool. I liked it for what it was. It was way better than I thought it was gonna be, though. I'll tell you that right now. I thought it was gonna be kind of bad. Luke says I'll go with Transformers One. Absolutely. Smile
Hmm.
Two. Yes and no. I thought that movie was gonna be good. Carry On. I heard of it. I don't know what that is.
That's
Uh,
that Taron Egerton Netflix movie.
oh yeah, yeah. I haven't seen it yet.
Me either.
Um, Fly Me to the Moon. I heard was okay. I didn't see
Hmm.
that. And Hundreds of
Me
Beavers.
either.
I heard was very good. I don't know what it is though. I keep seeing that on
Same.
people's top 10 lists. I don't know what that is.
Me either.
I saw the poster and I'm like, that looks like an indie movie I'd never watch. Um, so if you guys have like five or whatever surprises you want to let us know, go ahead. Moving on to the honorable mentions. So we're gonna each give five honorable mentions. Well, I'm gonna do five. I don't know if AJ wants to do five. I'm gonna do five. Um, and then we'll go into our top 10 of the year. So I'm gonna go rapid
I got
fire.
six actually. Yeah, I'm gonna do rapid fire, but I have six.
So I'm basically going from 15 to 11 in my top 10 best of the year. So my number five is Long Legs. I really, really enjoyed this movie. It was just a really slow burn, but I thought when it really got to it, I thought it was great. I thought Michael Monroe was fantastic. And I also thought Nicolas Cage was a bit much in this movie. That's just me. There's several scenes where I was like, "Oy, okay." Um, 14. Yo, yo, my God.
You didn't like that, bro? Come on.
14. Love Lies Bleeding. Very good. Very good A24 movie. Um, I'm looking forward to watching it again. I bought it a couple weeks ago, the A24 4K thing. So I'll be watching that soon. But I very much enjoyed this. I thought it was very good. 13. Late Night with the Devil. This was awesome. This was a very good movie. But this movie and Love Lies Bleeding kind of have the same issue to where the third act is kind of just like, what the fuck am I watching? And I don't really know if I like that. But Late Night with the Devil was very cool. It was cool seeing it in a theater. Yeah. Uh, Beetlejuice, number 12. Beetlejuice. This probably should have been in my surprises. I thought this movie was going to be kind of bad, and I actually kind of loved it. I thought this was great. and I don't love the first Beetlejuice like that, but I thought this was a lot of fun for what it was. I had a blast. My number 11 just it edged out my number 10 by that much because of some pacing issues and a villain issue. Bad Boys for Ride or Die, number 11.
Mhm.
Other than the issues I just stated, this movie was awesome. This movie was awesome. I think I gave it a 5 out of 5 when I saw it in the theater. Did I give it a 5? I did give it a 5 out of 5 when I saw it in the theater. It's a 4.5 now, but this movie was so much better than it had any right being for a fourth Bad Boys movie. This movie was awesome. I had a blast in the theater, and it's awesome. I had such a fun time with this movie. The action was raw. That chemistry is once again just on point between these guys, and they keep banging them out. This and John Wick is one of the most consistent action franchises we got right now. So yeah, man,
Minus the show.
I don't talk about that. Um,
We don't talk about.
but you know, if they're gonna do a fifth one, I'll be looking forward to it as long as it's the same team. But yeah, number 11 is Bad Boys or Ride or Die.
Nice, nice. So I'm just gonna count from six to one with my honorable mentions. I don't have them. These movies aren't like my 16 through 11 or anything like that. It's just kind of like random on my ranking list. But these are some movies that I enjoyed this year. Twisters is one of them. I thought this was a very solid film. I thought Glenn Powell did a very good job. He kind of carried the movie, honestly. And
I'm
Anthony
surprised that
Ramos
movie's in
was,
your honorable mentions with the way you talked about it when you watched it again.
yeah, the when I watched it again, it was in my top 10. And it kind of slowly went down. I don't hate this movie at all. Like I still have a lot of fun with it. I just had some more issues the second time I watched it. But I did like this movie quite a bit. And I really like Glenn Powell in this movie. He was definitely the shining star of this movie for me. Um, Next is Terrifier 3. I really liked this movie. It has some questionable things. I didn't quite expect it to go supernatural, and I don't know if I love that. The way that it portrayed it in the third act, but I did thoroughly enjoy this movie. I just rewatched it on Christmas Day, and I like this movie a lot.
Art the
And it's
Clown comes to
Christmas Eve.
town.
Yeah, Art the Clown. Next is Blink Twice, Zoe Kravitz's directorial debut. This movie was insane. It was interesting. I really enjoyed the way the story was told with like fragments of memories, popping up throughout the film. And that third act was insane. The movie is very heavy-handed on its message. I say it every time I talk about this movie because that was something that was very distracting when I watched it for the first time. I do look forward to watching it again, seeing how I feel about it, but I did really enjoy Blink Twice. Next is A Quiet Place Day One. It didn't quite crack my top 10, but I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I know Tyler was disappointed with it, but a lot of things that he didn't like, I actually liked. I liked the chemistry between Joseph Quinn's character and Lupita Nyong'o's character. I thought it was kind of a sweet story. I followed it well, and it kind of um made the movie that relationship kind of shined in that movie, and I really liked Frodo in the movie too. Frodo was the goat. He's not a cat, he's a goat. And Yeah, Quiet Place Day One. That movie was dope. I the whole concept of her wanting to go to this pizza parlor and get one slice of pizza, I thought was kind of a cute concept just because, it's the end of the world. Why are you trying to get a slice of pizza? It was meaningful for her, and she's dying anyway. So, spoiler alert,
Rip
for
Bozo.
people who haven't seen it. But next is Transformers One. This movie, I really enjoyed. The beginning part was a little rough getting into it because it felt like it was toward that beginning part was towards a certain demographic, and then there was a event that happened kind of right in the middle of the film that amped the movie up, and it started becoming an actual film. But I am very much looking forward to rewatching Transformers 1. The thing about Transformers 1 that I really love is the lore of Transformers. Like they get into, the history of the Transformers, and that's something that we don't get in those live action films as much as we should. So that's one thing that I really loved about that one. And then my last honorable mention is Speak No Evil. This movie, I actually saw the trailer for this movie and loved it. Like I thought this trailer was really dope, and I was looking forward to the movie. Was it overplayed? Most certainly. It was overplayed. It played in every movie that I went to go see. But every time I was like, that looks good. I'm ready for that. And it ended up being very good. It was very solid. I would say there, like Tyler said when he was talking about it, it's some things that these characters do that are very idiotic, very dumb decisions that these people make. The dad in particular got on my nerves really bad because of the things that he wasn't saying and wasn't doing. Um, but yeah, overall, the movie was dope. James McAvoy was acting like the rent was due, and it was his performance was fantastic. But I really enjoyed it. So those are my honorable mentions.
All right. Luke says his honorable mentions were Planet of the Apes. Talk about that later. Hitman, I watched like 20 minutes of it and turned it off. I was bored to tears.
Mm,
Wicked, talking about that later. Inside Out 2, talking about that later. Flow, I have no idea what that is.
I don't know Flow either. What is HMs?
Honorable mention.
Oh, okay, okay.
All right.
I thought that was a
Moving
movie. I was
on
like,
to the Big Daddy, the top 10 movies of 2024. These are the movies that they got us hyped. They made us cry. They made us cheer. They made us get tickets to go see him again, and they drained our wallets, both in the theater and when we bought them physically. Most of them.
mm-hmm.
The ones that weren't $75. Um. All right. So we're gonna do this one the same way that we did the
We'll go back and forth.
yeah.
Bet.
My number 10. I wish I had gotten my physical media. That's what I had wanted to do, but it's okay.
Mm.
My number 10. Probably one of the most fun theater experiences I had this year. I loved it. I saw it twice. Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. Is this movie critically top 10 worthy? Absolutely not. But my God, if this movie is just so much fun for 2 hours, I absolutely love this movie. You take the stupidity of the kaiju movies and you amp it up to 11. It's like, bro, thank you. That's what I've been asking for, bro. I know people downright hated this movie. I don't care, bro. I seen it twice in the theater. I seen it several times at home. My boys came to shine, bro. They were awesome. I loved it. I had an absolute blast. And I think we're getting another one sooner rather than later. Please keep it this
No,
stupid. Please keep it this
okay.
stupid. Please. This was a riot in the theater. I loved it.
Whenever we talk about that movie, we got to talk about the suplex off the
Oh yeah.
pyramid, bro.
The suplex. Oh god, bro. Cinema at its
Suplex off the
finest.
pyramid, bro.
So good. But yeah, my number 10 is Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. Very good.
Nice. My number 10 is going to be Strange Darling. This is the movie
It's my
that
number 9.
I saw I didn't see the trailer. I saw the poster, and
Me
then I
too.
heard some ramblings about it here and there. You get a ticket. I just went to go see this movie on a whim, honestly,
Well, no,
because
I had
I
told you about it too. I was like, "Oh,
you
this looks cool."
mentioned you mentioned that you wanted to see it. And I was like, okay. And then other people had been talking about it, and I was like, guess this it might be worth the watch. I had some extra time on my hands. That was before I had a kid. And yeah, I was like, let me go see this. That movie was it was a surprise. I wanted to put it in surprise list, but it definitely made cracked my top 10 because I thought it was extremely intense. I really liked the storytelling. Was it a slow burn at some points? Yes. But it worked. By the end of the movie, it was so intense and had me at the edge of my seat pretty much the entire final 45 minutes of the movie. um yeah, it worked for me. The storytelling, the acting, uh, everything pretty much worked for me. um yeah, Strange Darling, my number
Yeah.
10.
So my number 9 is Strange Darling.
Hmm.
I took a while to get to this one because things had gotten in the way. I did really want to see this movie. I had missed it. Um, this movie was fantastic. I really like this movie. The movie is very slow, and on a first watch, the structure of it is kind of weird, and you'll see what I mean when you watch it. I'm not going to tell you guys how it's structured, but it is weird, and it kind of takes a while for you to realize what's going on. But I think
Hmm.
when you do, the movie gets a lot better, and it's very good. Um,
Hmm.
what's her face? What's her name? Um, Willa Fitzgerald, who that's my girl from the Scream TV show. So seeing her in a movie, I was like, hey, she's excellent in this movie. And this dude from Smile, Kyle Gardner, he's another one, man. He had a good year himself.
You do.
Very good, very good. I do think it's a little too long, and the ending is kind of weird. But I was like, okay, it was a very very good movie, and you guys should check it out and go in blind. Go in blind,
That's
definitely.
definitely what I did. I didn't even watch a trailer for it.
Um,
I just went in completely blind,
yeah,
and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
yeah, the
Yep.
movie was very good. Yeah, number 9 is Strange Darling.
All right, my number 9 is going to be Smile 2. um this is a movie that I am very sad that I didn't get to see in the theater. A lot of things were going on at that time when it released, and I just didn't get around to going to see it in the theater. I had to wait till it dropped on Paramount Plus, and like I said, I was highly anticipating this movie because I really enjoyed the first one a lot. I really, really liked the first Smile film. And then I saw the trailer for this film, and that might be number 4 on my top trailers of the
Mhm.
year. I don't Did that come out this year?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that trailer came out this year. I loved that trailer. I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed the concept of this movie. I didn't know whether or not it was going to be like a direct sequel to the movie or kind of like an anthology of this universe, but it turned out to be sort of a sequel. Um, it was a little bit of both. It was kind of both, but it did kind of tie into the first one. Um, yeah, Naomi Scott, she brought it. She brought it for this film. And I feel like the first part of this film kind of was more straight to the point, and it was didn't really do a lot of things different. It didn't break a whole lot of new ground, but throughout the film, it started getting weirder and weirder, and then towards the end of the movie, it became something totally different than the first one. Um, Maybe not totally different, but it was a lot more intense in my opinion than the first one. Um, but yeah, Smile 2 is my number 9. It was fire. I thought it was dope.
yeah. Smile was good. Smile was very good. It just
Hmm.
I had thought the first half of the movie was very boring. I remember sitting there on my
Hmm.
hands. Uh,
Oh wow.
it
Yeah.
took a little while for me to get into it, but I really liked it. The third act was bananas.
Hmm.
Um, number 8. I did not start this year thinking this would end up in my top 10 at all. Transformers 1. This movie was awesome. Whoever made that trailer needs to be fired immediately, bro. Horrible. One of the worst. That's one of the worst trailers of the year. Um, I remember seeing that. I was like, "Oh no, 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 no! This is gonna be
You said I'm
horrible."
not seeing that in the theater.
I did. I definitely said that. Then the second trailer came out, and one, it was a lot better, and two, people who had seen the movie, because they screened this movie very early.
Hmm.
Everyone who had seen it already, they were like, "Oh yeah, that trailer is more reminiscent of what the movie's gonna be like." I was like, "Okay, fine, whatever. Get my fucking ticket."
You twisted my arm.
First 30 minutes of this movie is okay. Then, as AJ said, there's a certain point in this movie where things get real, and the movie just goes from 0 to 1,000. And from then on, I was just locked in. Probably has, other than Dark of the Moon, probably the best Transformers third act of the one of these movies. Has one of my favorite like cheer worthy. My back.
Yeah, you back. You went out for a second.
Um,
Cheer worthy.
yeah, has one of my favorite cheer worthy moments of the year. Optimus. I won't say what it is, but um,
Get me excited to get
my
started.
only criticisms, again, the first part of it was a little okay, and I couldn't stand Bumblebee this whole movie. Other than one joke that he has that's genuinely funny, I couldn't stand him the whole movie. I thought he was very annoying, and I
I
knew
feel
that was
like
going to
Keegan
happen.
Michael Key was a miscast for that.
He was. It's insanely. He's the only voice in the movie that's like distracting, to where I'm like, yeah, that's an actor. Because Chris Hemsworth, I was like, yeah, he's really good as Optimus, and
Yeah.
Brian Tyree Henry was very good as Megatron. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah,
I
my
agree.
number 8 is Transformers One. Very good.
Nice. My number 8 is Inside Out 2. Um, I I was looking forward to this movie. I really, really enjoyed the first one, and I do enjoy the first one more than this one. But I thought this was a very worthy sequel. And when it got announced, I wasn't like ecstatic for it. I was like, does this really need a sequel? And then that thought, kind of, fled my mind because I was like, this is such a great concept. It can really be done in any era of life and it be different. Especially from how young she was in the first one to like adolescence and going through puberty and things like that. Things change and it could be interesting. It won't be the same movie. And it wasn't. I thought it held its own as a sequel, and it held its own as a Pixar film as well. Um, isn't it the highest grossing? It's like one of the highest grossing animated films of all time. Like I think it might be the
Up there.
most highest grossing. And rightfully so. This movie was very good, very well made, well put together. The voice acting was very good. Now, all of the emotions didn't connect to me with me as much as I wanted them to. And also the situations that Riley was going through throughout the movie, I couldn't connect with her on a personal level, but like it still was a very solid film and it tugged on those heartstrings just like the first one did. So yeah, Inside Out 2, my number 8.
My number 7, Maxine, baby, Maxine, number 7. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. The way I described it walking out was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood if it were a slasher movie. And I love Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I love me some slasher movies, so no reason why I wouldn't like it. I think X is okay, and I really like Pearl a lot. That movie's actually grown on me. I love this movie though. I thought it was awesome. I thought Mia Goth was very good in it. I love the aesthetic of the movie. The way it's shot is very good. Kevin Bacon gives a performance that he won't be recognized for this year, and I hate that. But he is amazing in this movie. Um, and people hated the twist. Oh, predictable and all this nonsense. I liked the twist. I thought it was cool. I thought the motive made sense, and I thought it was cool. I don't know. I like Maxine a lot. I don't own it yet. I need to, but I thought it was awesome. I liked it a lot, and it capped off what I thought was a nice little trilogy from A24. And I say I liked it a lot.
Nice. My number seven is going to be Bad Boys Ride or Die. Along with one of my top trailers of the year, this is one of my top 10 of the year. This movie, like Tyler was saying about it earlier, it has chemistry from Will Smith and Martin Lawrence that is undeniable. Um, the movie is so much fun, and also this film kind of like touches on emotional, like touches emotions and touches on, like, more emotional subjects than the other ones do, in my opinion. um it still has that comedy, and I feel like it balances out very well. Like, Mike Lowry has like this thing throughout the movie where he's, kind of having like crippling anxiety and stuff like that, and I don't feel like we ever really seen that in this franchise. And Marcus has some things that he's dealing with. He basically died, and came back, and he's like dealing with like life, and appreciating life and things like that. And I'm like, these are topics and things that just I was not expecting from this franchise, but it really worked out, and it balanced very well with the comedy and the action. um the acting was very good. Tyler mentioned the villain, and I do have an issue with the villain as well. But I really do like the villain. I like him, but he just wasn't there, and his motive is kind of questionable. So I get the gripes with the film, but it is one of my top 10. Bad Boys Ride or Die.
All right. My number six. Oh, this movie. Oh, this sucked. Oh, this was mid. Oh, this was so boring. Oh, this doesn't hold a candle to the other three. I ain't hearing that. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is number six. I fucking loved this movie. I saw it twice. I absolutely love this movie. I like Rise of the Planet of the Apes for what it is. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is a banger. War for the Planet of the Apes is very good. I love this movie. I thought it was amazing. I love the new main character. God, what was his name? God, what the hell was his name? Noah. I love this character. And then oh, May. Oh, what a horrible character. Oh my God, she's such a horrible character, bro. Kill her now. I I liked her character. I can't relate. I liked her character. I thought she played her role very well. I thought her role in the movie was cool. I'm very interested to see where they go with the sequel. I don't know when it's coming out, but I know this is the first movie in a trilogy. I think by the end of this trilogy, I think people are gonna come back to this movie and be like, "Oh no, it was actually really good." I like this movie a lot. I thought it was fucking awesome, and I haven't rewatched it since my second time in the theater. But on the second watch, it confirmed it was my favorite of the recent movies. So you put the trilogy, the Matt Reeves trilogy, and then this. It was my favorite of the four. I actually really liked it a lot, and I was actually kind of baffled walking out of that movie, and everyone was like, "It was mid. I didn't like it." I was like, "I liked it a lot." That the end of the third act to that movie with the eagle, that shit is awesome. That shit is awesome. I love that. Yeah, number six, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, undeservedly pushed to the side this year for no reason.
Did you have the did you buy the 4K
Yes, I did.
or steelbook?
Yes, I
Got the
did.
steelbook? Nice. It's a dope steelbook.
Yeah.
Number six for me is going to be Deadpool and Wolverine. This is a very solid movie. The hype for this movie was real. It was on another level. And you know, Deadpool and Wolverine in a movie, bro. Like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Like we got Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine in 2024, bro. Like it was fun times, bro. The
Got
movie
that one
is a
for
lot of
sure right here,
fun.
sitting right
A
next to me.
lot of nice. It's a lot of a lot. It had a lot of cameos, some nice cameos. Is the movie a lot of fan service? Yes, it is, and I think that is something that I can look over a little bit just because of how much fun I have with the movie. The comedy worked very well. They did not pull their punches. Converting from Fox to Disney, like we were all a little bit worried about that, like
Suck you, Fox.
well,
I'm
maybe not
going to
all of us,
Disneyland.
but we were worried about that, if they were gonna like kind of water them down, water Deadpool down. They definitely did not. But it's yeah, the movie is a lot of fun. It's a cameo fest. It's fan service. The villain is lackluster. The
Villains.
story is kind of like it's okay, but at the end of the day, the movie is just a lot of fun, and it's good for that.
Yeah. Um, my number five. I'll show this one because it's sitting right here.
Hmm.
Where are you? There you are. Come here. My number five, Alien Romulus. This was up there for a while, but it took a backseat to my number four. Alien Romulus. People, do you know how good it feels to have your birthday be in August? A movie, a month where really no movies come out, and if they do, they 9 out of 10 times suck. And then I can finally say that I had a movie come out on my birthday, and it's in my top five of the year. I die happy man right now.
Yes, sir.
Alien Romulus. I love this movie. I do. From the very second Fede Alvarez will be directing a new Alien movie. Banger. Not and it wasn't even in the fucking question. I didn't even know the title, who was in it. I didn't even see a trailer. Nothing. Banger. Bang. Is it fan service? Absolutely. Is the CGI thing in this movie? I'm not talking about the third act. The CGI cameo in this movie awful? Yeah, it's distractingly bad. But I've seen this movie now through 4 times. Um, I love this movie. I love it. The 4K is fucking phenomenal. And if we're really gonna get more, I hope that this lady right here comes back. And I need her, and I need this guy right here, the GOAT, to come back because they're both awesome. And it feels good to have a straight banger alien movie again. So thank you, Fede Alvarez, for a wonderful birthday gift. It will not go unnoticed.
Nice. On number five was already mentioned by Tyler, but it is Godzilla X Kong, New Empire. This movie, some of these movies do mean a lot to me because I went with people that I cared about. This is a movie that I brought my mom to go see, and we both had a very good time watching this movie. I've seen it. I saw it twice in the theater. I watched it once alone, and then brought my mom. Um,
My
yeah,
mom really
we
liked it too.
we dug this movie. It's not high art, and especially when you watch it in comparison to Godzilla minus one. Like minus one is like an actual film. This movie is for fun. Like this movie is like,
That's,
cake and ice cream.
yeah.
We got it is, and yeah, maybe your tummy is hurting a little bit afterwards, but you had a good time. Minus one is that filet mignon. But But no, but this movie was a lot of fun. You got suplexing off of the pyramid. Yes, I said it again. It's just like I, I don't know, like I just am like a little kid again watching this movie.
Kong went
At
to
the
the
edge of my
dentist.
seat. And Kong went to the dentist. That's how this whole thing, started. And we got Dan Stevens and Brian Tyree Henry, and we got these the human characters are always. Um, Not the best part of these movies, but they were fun for what they were in this movie. And um, we got these the villain. I enjoyed the villain here.
Scar King.
I forget his name. Who's it?
Scar King.
Scar King. Yeah, Scar King. I do enjoy the villain here. Um, Kong was like probably the best I've seen him in this
It
universe.
was
Like
a Kong movie featuring
it was a
Godzilla,
Kong
which
movie.
a lot of
It
people
was a
didn't
Kong
like.
movie.
I liked
Yeah.
that because
You know me. I'm a Godzilla dude. I'm a Godzilla guy, but this movie it worked very well with having Kong be at the forefront, and then bringing in Godzilla towards the end of the movie. He was weaved in there a little bit. He was shown throughout the movie, but then they come together at the end and with a awesome third act. Tons of fun, bro. I had a lot of fun with this movie, and I saw it in the theater twice. Watched it at home once. It's fun. It's a fun time. Sorry for the people who didn't enjoy it.
yeah, bro.
You don't like fun if you didn't like
Yeah,
this.
people gave this movie an ass whooping.
Oh,
I
I
don't
know.
get it. I get it, but I don't get it.
I get
It's
it.
like
I can't relate.
yeah, y'all been complaining for 10 years now. Y'all still ain't tired. It's the same people who complain about Fast and Furious. Oh, it's the same movie, but you still go to see it.
Yeah.
If you cared about it that much, you wouldn't be seeing them anymore. Shut up. Number 4.
Fun times.
Nosferatu is my number 4. This movie was phenomenal. If I had the chance to see this again, I would. This movie was phenomenal. I absolutely love this movie. Um, I'm a big fan of Robert Eggers. I love The Witch. That legit. I've only seen it once. I don't want to say this. That might be one of my favorite movies ever. I love The Witch. Um,
Mm.
I don't like The Lighthouse that much. The Northman is fucking awesome. This movie might be my favorite Eggers of the 4 that he's done. Um, I want to preface this by saying I read Dracula this year for school, and I was unaware that Nosferatu is basically the story of Dracula, but like the names are changed and some different things happen. So, watching this movie with having read Dracula, it kind of made it easier to follow. And I think that's why I enjoyed it so much because I don't really love the Dracula novel, but this movie is a better version of that. So I don't know. It kind of made it easier and more fun to follow because I knew most of what was going to happen, and then the things that I didn't predict were going to happen, they were good too. This movie is phenomenally shot. Acting across the board is amazing. Aaron Taylor Johnson, what a bounce back! Within the span of 2 weeks, he gave a performance in one of the worst movies of the year and a great performance in one of the best movies of the year. That's how you bounce back, ladies and gentlemen. Um, Bill Skarsgård as Count Orlok, I thought was great. Um, my only one little nitpick is that it is a little bit slow, but I think that'll go away on a rewatch. And Bill Skarsgård kind of like now people haven't heard it because I don't think he talks in the trailer. At least the teaser. I didn't see the second trailer, but he has this very thick accent, and there were several parts of the movie where I was like, "What did you just say?" I didn't hear a word you just said, and it would be like sentences where he's just talking. You, so I'm like, I'm not getting what you're saying. Um, I don't know. That's just maybe the sound wasn't loud enough. I don't know. But I thought this movie was absolutely phenomenal. One of the best of the year, no question. And Edgar says he has like 2 movies lined up already, and one of them might be rumored to be a Labyrinth project. You and Nolan both do what you want, bro. I don't care. But um, Nosferatu, my number four, and I'm also putting it in the universe somehow. Please do a Frankenstein movie. I would love a Robert Eggers directed Frankenstein movie. I think that would be fucking incredible. Just saying, he did Dracula, okay, basically. So please, I would love that. But yeah, number four, Nosferatu.
Nice. My number four is going to be Alien Romulus. Um, One, because the movie is an absolute banger. Two, because I got to go see it with my guy here. We went to go see it in Vegas together, Tyler and I. And I actually saw it twice in Vegas, which is kind of funny. Like I saw it one day and then the next day I went to go see it again. And honestly, the second time I saw it, I had a better experience. Nothing to do with Tyler, uh, but the second time I saw it, like I feel like the sound was better, and I don't know. I enjoyed seeing it. I can't remember which one I saw it which, but I saw it in IMAX and I saw it in Dolby.
We saw it
Can't
in
remember which
IMAX.
one. We saw it in IMAX together.
Yeah.
Okay, so I saw it in Dolby the next day, and I enjoyed that better. So, um, I just think the sound was better. The seats were, more comfortable. I don't know, but the movie it's a banger. I saw it twice in theaters, once at home. Showed my wife Stacy, and she liked it. She thought it was cool. She didn't quite love the third act, the extra third act of the movie. But that's a little divisive part. I personally enjoy it a lot. I know Tyler does too. Um, but yeah, Alien Romulus is an awesome movie, and um, I don't know. It was probably my favorite horror film of the year. Yeah.
Um, nah, Nosferatu is mine. It's like it's
Okay.
right there, but
Nice.
it's up there. All right, my number three, the one that
Top three.
everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my god, he has two movies above this. How could he? Get him! Get the torches and the pitchforks. He's committed a crime, motherfucker." My top four are all 5 out of 5s. Okay, this is one
Mhm.
of the best movies of the year, and it held my number one spot from March to June. Okay, so shut up. Number three, Dune Part Two, baby. Dune Part Two, the cinematic experience of 2024. I had a very special experience with this movie. I went to the unofficial premiere of this movie in New York. We went to Lincoln Square, and uh, most of the actors were there. We saw Zendaya, Timothy Chalamet, Florence Pugh, Anya Taylor-Joy. I think we had seen Batista, but not the way we saw the other ones. Um, and then we went from there. We went to the IMAX premiere, fully sold out theater. The energy in that theater was, other than Deadpool Wolverine, probably the best energy I've ever had in the theater this year. And 2.5 hours later, I was just like, wow, like just fucking wow. And I saw it again in 70 millimeter. It's just so good. This movie was just phenomenal. I'm not over the moon on the first Dune movie. It's a 4.5. I really, really like it, but it still has some of the same issues for me. Dune Part 2, that movie is just a masterpiece to me. I absolutely love that movie. It's so fucking good. I even showed my mom, which I didn't think that she would like them. And the minute Dune Part 2 ended, she was like, it's going to be a 3, right? I was like, yes, there's going to be a 3. Um, I love this movie. These top three, they're perfect movies to me. I love this movie, and I'm eagerly awaiting Messiah whenever that is coming. But Doom and yeah, Doom Part 2 is my numero 3.
Nice. My number three is going to be The Substance. This is one of the movies of the year that I didn't know much about going into it. It kind of was similar to
Strange Darling.
when I went to go see Straight Darling, yeah. But I did see a trailer for this movie, and I when I watched the trailer for this movie, I wasn't all that interested. But then I heard people saying that it was very good and it had a lot of body horror and a lot of, things like that. And I was like,
Understatement of the century.
I didn't really I didn't really expect that after watching the trailer, but I was like, okay, this is kind of a horror movie. Okay, whatever. So let me go see it. I had like I said, I had some extra time on my hands. I had a lot more extra time on my hands earlier this year. So I went to go see it, and I walked out being kind of amazed by the storytelling. I absolutely love the storytelling. I liked how the movie was structured. I really enjoyed the acting. I thought the body horror and all the horror in the movie was very well done, very practical. Um, and by the end of the movie, I could tell some of it was going to definitely be divisive because of how crazy it went and how wild it got. But it worked for me. It worked for me, and it is one of my favorites of the year. Number three, The Substance. I'm excited to own that. I know it's coming
um,
out in January.
yeah, I've been very silent on my thoughts on this movie, I guess. So I liked The Substance. I think most of it was a four for me. I'd say like the first 2 hours of it, but by the end of it, I was just fucking exhausted with it, and you know, I just thought it just went on way too long, and by the end, I didn't really like the ending at all. I was like, okay, like I got where it was what it was going for, and the messages are good. It was just like, okay, I didn't really think it needed to be over 2 hours. I think that was a little overkill, but
Hmm.
I can respect that the performances are all phenomenal. Demi Moore was very good. The girl from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, she's very good. Dennis Quaid was great. Um,
Mhm.
and the filmmaking is all top notch. Even though I don't like what happens, the practical effects are very good. They are very good, and they do what they need to do in terms of getting under your skin. Um,
Mhm.
it's just that it's one of those things where it's like I respect it more than I actually really liked it. Like when it ended, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm probably never watching that again. But
I cannot relate to that, but that's cool.
um, my number two, this held the number one spot until November. Uh, Inside Out 2. This movie destroyed me. I was very excited for this movie. I loved the first Inside Out, and I feel like I was the perfect age for when that movie came out, and I feel like I was the perfect age when this movie came out because I'm no longer a teenager, but I'm not too far removed from my teenage years, and so I can still relate to some of the things that happened in this movie. And I loved everything about it. I think the animation was phenomenal. The voice work is pretty good too. The comedy is very good too. I like that it's not really a rehash of the first movie, to me anyway. And a lot of people said that. I was like, okay. Um, the new emotions were cool. I think anxiety was probably the standout. Um,
Definitely.
and envy too. I liked envy too. Um, the third act of this movie, bro, it was like a waterfall down my face, bro. I was destroyed. I haven't seen Puss in Boots in the Last Witch. I know that apparently there's a scene in there that shows an anxiety attack or something. I haven't seen that movie yet, so but the third act of this movie, I've never seen anything like that in an animated movie before, and seeing that how it was portrayed and how well done it was. And the line, I wish I could remember it. It's a line about anxiety that comes from joy. She said that. I said, y'all got it, y'all got it, y'all got it. It solidified the 5 out of 5 right then and there.
Mhm.
I absolutely love this movie. This is easily, easily the best thing that Disney has done, and I can't even fucking tell you how long. Where this has been for years, please get it back because we need this back because whatever we're getting now, this shit ain't it, bro. But yeah, I absolutely love this movie. If they want to do another one where she's an adult, I don't know how well that's gonna go over because I feel like the whole thing that people like about Inside Out is that like the first one was about her growing up and then the second one is her in her teenage years. I don't know how well a third one with her being an adult or like let's say college years or something. I don't know how well that would go over, but if they do it, I'm sure if it's the same team, I'm sure it'll be as good or still good. I don't think a third one would be bad. But yeah, my number two
Mhm.
is Inside Out 2.
Gotcha. My number two is going to be Dune Part Two. I absolutely love this movie. I cannot say that I enjoy it more than the first one. I think the first movie is a perfect film. It does lead up to this movie, um, and I absolutely loved the second one. But two just works better for me, or one just works better for me. But this film is intense, it's engaging, it deals with a lot of the politics of the Dune universe, and yeah, it works very well. We got who am I thinking of? What's his name? What's his name? Bald, Harkonnen, not Batista. He played Elvis.
Scars. Oh, Austin Butler.
Austin Butler. Austin Butler was fantastic in this movie. And I thought that he was one of the ones that shined along with Timothée Chalamet. But he was one of the characters that shined in this film. And I'm very excited to see where they go with everything. I know Austin Butler is not going to be in the next one, but this just this
Spoilers.
universe. I'm sorry. I didn't say why, but anyway, um, I'm excited to see where they go with this. I know that there's probably going to be a time jump after this movie into the next film. I'm excited to see where they go with it. Denis Villeneuve did a very phenomenal job with the cinematography and just the creation of this world. And he could have easily fumbled this one, but it was fantastic. Um, yeah, like throughout. I know Tyler and I kind of joke about how I felt about this movie because when I walked out the first time, I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. Second time I watched, it, I gave it a 5 out of 5, but it also has kind of been fluctuating in my mind in score and just things like that, just because there are some things that I don't absolutely love. I do enjoy the movie as a whole, but there are some things I don't absolutely love. Without getting into details about it, it just didn't click with me as much as the first one did. And we joke back and forth. I don't know how much you love that movie. And I was like, I don't know how much I love the movie either, but the movie is phenomenal, and it is definitely top of the year for sure.
My number one. This
Number one.
movie. I saw this movie. Absolutely moved me. Had me in tears. Had me cheering. I most definitely bought a ticket to see it again. Saw it in 4DX with my mama. I absolutely loved it. Saw it in IMAX again. I I adored it. It's the movie. I did not think this would be my number one.
Why don't I know what this is?
Number one is Wicked, ladies and gentlemen. Number
Here we
one
go.
is Wicked, bro.
There
Is
we
it
go.
recency bias? Absolutely. Do I give a shit? Absolutely not. I absolutely loved this movie.
Do the little part.
What? No. Please. I'm not trying to see our subscriber numbers dwindle. Um, Musicals, man, they're very hit or miss with me.
Mhm,
They're either something that I absolutely love, or there's something I'm like, I'm never watching this ever again in my life.
mhm,
You take the director of In the Heights, a movie I absolutely love, and you're taking one of the most popular plays, if not the most popular play of all time, behind Hamilton, and or in front of Hamilton. Whatever. I'm trying to say Wicked is more popular than Hamilton. Anyway, um, and make it a grand, big old epic film adaptation. Recipe for success. As I said when we talked about the trailers, I said I saw this teaser trailer and I immediately was like, "Yes, give it to me now." I absolutely love this movie. I thought from minute one, I was like, "Yo, this is about to be special, bro." My only nitpick is that by the end, you do kind of feel the length, but they make it up with probably one of the best final scenes in a movie of the year. Period. I thought this movie, other than the runtime, a little bit, was flawless. I thought the acting across the board was phenomenal. Cynthia Erivo, give this woman her Oscars, please. I beg of you. She's so good. Ariana Grande, I never thought Ariana Grande was gonna be this good in a movie. She is phenomenal in this movie. Phenomenal. Which again, I didn't expect that. And we talked about that when we did the trailer review. I was like, Ariana Grande feels like one of those castings that is like, oh, she got casted because she's a singer, not because she fits the role. No, 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 no. They fit that fucking role. She is just immaculate in this movie, and the songs, bangers, bangers, bro. Dancing Through Life, bro. Defying Gravity, one of the best songs I've ever heard in my life. Um, even though the one when they go to Oz, I love that song. Popular, banger, bro, banger. The way this movie shot, this is the one that everyone bitched about. This, oh, the movie looks so great. Oh, the movie's so oversaturated. The movie looks fine. Do you have a degree in filmmaking? Do you have a degree in cinematography? No, then shut up. You people don't know what the like the visualization of gray is. Like people will watch Civil War, Captain America Civil War. Oh, that movie looks so gray. What? What? Like I think when I think of the color gray, I think of The Witch. That movie is gray. It's intentional, but that movie is gray. Wicked is not colorless. It's vibrant and beautiful with practical sets. Appreciate practical sets for once. Not overly CGI things that it looks so computer generated and fake. Be appreciative of the fact that mostly everything in this movie is practical. I absolutely love this movie. Um, I have the 4K Steelbook pre-ordered already, which I don't normally do for Walmart exclusives, but that mug is mine. Um, it is indeed my number one movie of this year. I absolutely love this movie, and so help me if they fumble Wicked Part Two. Yeah, well, I think it's called Wicked for Good now or some. I don't know. Stop adding stupid subtitles to movies, please. Wicked Part Two, please. Don't fumble it, please. But with how good this one was, please just don't let it be good, please. Yeah, Wicked is my number one movie of the year. I absolutely loved it.
So my number one movie of the year,
I'm curious
of
about
course,
this because
it's
I don't know what it
of
is.
course Really? Of course, it's a A24 film. Um, it is a movie that had me on the edge of my seat throughout pretty much its entire runtime. Had me engaged.
Oh, I know what
Just
it is.
just fantastic cinematography. Just amazing visuals. Performances just fantastic. It's gonna be Civil War. My number one is Civil War,
Yeah.
by Alex Garland. Um, this movie, I was sitting in the theater watching this, just amazed, and I feel like it was the most amazed I've been all year, with any movie. It just the message didn't really resonate with me as much as the filmmaking did. Um, but it just worked on so many levels for me. I really loved the acting and the characters, and just when things happen, my jaw dropped, and I was just the most invested that I've been all year with this film. So yeah, Alex Garland did it, man. And I'm excited to see what he's got in store for next year. I know he has another war film
Warfare.
that he's working on with someone else. Warfare, yeah. It's also A24, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's working with um a actual army vet that actually was in the army and could tell you things, and they worked on that together. So I'm intrigued with that film, but Civil War is my number one, man.
Yeah. So Civil War was like 16 or 17. I had a lot of four and a halves in like my middle 20s. It was very good. Just because I didn't mention it, that
Nice.
doesn't mean anything. It was a very good movie. It was in my top 10,
Hmm.
but when you see
Nice.
more movies, things move. But that is going to do it for our top 10 movies of 2024. Seeing a lot of people saying that this year was mid for movies. No, this was a very good year for movies. I didn't see everything, but like my favorite movies of the year were like really good. So
I think superhero movies were mid for 24
I don't,
24.
I don't care about superhero movies. I care about actual movies because like when
Um,
you know,
uh-huh.
oh,
I
oh
kind of wish
yeah,
horror was a little bit better, but I haven't seen Nosferatu. Um, but of course, I have some favorite horror films of this year. But overall, I don't know. I kind of fall
horror was
into
very
this.
mixed because there were
It was
some bangers,
mixed.
but there was some bad shit, bro. There was some
Yeah,
bad shit.
it was a little
Not to
rough.
spoil my top bottom 10, but Sony. Woo! God, bro.
Yes.
This guy had me watch the worst movie of
No,
this
bro.
year.
No,
Spoiler
bro. It
alert.
was
He
you
had me
too. It was
watch the
you.
worst movie this year.
I said, let's watch Afraid because it was on his list to watch for before the end of the year. And he was like, I was thinking the same thing. So don't put it all on me.
Who could have said the wild robot, bro?
I'm
I
not
did.
sitting there watching. That was it wasn't a disappointment for me, but that was one of the ones I didn't love this year.
That wasn't disappointing for you.
It not really because I didn't have that much of an expectation for it. And
I did with
yeah,
all the
it
damn
was
hype that it had. Jesus.
you waited a really long time to watch it too.
Huh?
But yeah, that I said you waited a while to watch it before, like after it came out.
Because I didn't think it looked good. I
Yeah,
saw the
yeah,
trailer. I
I
was
liked the
like,
trailer.
this looks fine.
It was a disappointment to me, but it wasn't like in my top disappointments. But it just
Uh,
was. It was okay. I liked it. I liked the movie.
Me
It
too.
just wasn't all. It wasn't 5 out of 5. That like a lot of people are
I
saying.
don't know. I don't know. Everyone was like, "This movie changed my life." I'm like, "This
Yeah,
movie,
yeah, like literally,
like this
literally,
movie
people
changed
are
my
saying
life
that.
too." When I saw it like 10 years ago with several other animated movies that this movie's taking
Yeah,
things from.
yeah. It's kind of unfortunate. I did like the animation quite a bit.
Animation's very good.
But
DreamWorks is doing some very cool things with their animation. Even
mhm.
the bad guys too. I don't care about it at all, but the animation looks very cool. Um,
Hmm.
yeah. Let us know down below what were your top 10 movies of the year. I'm assuming I'm going to see a lot of Dune Part 2s in there. Moving on to the final topic of the night or afternoon, whatever. Physical media update. I'm gonna go first because I know you have a lot more. Um,
And I'm because I gotta get out of here soon.
all right, come here, come here, come here, come here. So yeah, this is from when we went Blu-ray hunting yesterday. Got some good things at Academy and Book Off, and
Nice.
one thing from Barnes and Noble. So first thing I got was Corpse Bride. Yes, I own this already, but I own it in a 3-pack. I don't want anymore. It has Beetlejuice, which I have on 4K, and then Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which I don't want in my collection because that shit is fucking horrible. So I was like, let me just buy Corpse Bride. Yes, the 4K is coming out soon, but whatever. And I don't mind having this Blu-ray. I have this thing with me where I like having Blu-rays that have the iconic posters of things. Like, I want the Scream Blu-rays that have the actual posters. That's just me random, but yeah,
How much did you pay for that?
it's like 6.
If you don't mind me asking. Oh, okay.
I don't
Yes.
mind. Yeah, Corpse Bride. I love it.
Not bad.
My favorite Tim Burton movie. Lady Bird. Um, I bought this because it's directed by Greta Gerwig, and she she got me with Barbie. So I was like, let me buy the other one that everyone really likes. So I haven't seen this. I know this is A24. I'm slowly but surely getting a lot of A24 movies. I think I bought one a while ago, not too long ago. But yeah, Lady Bird. I have not seen it. I will be doing that soon. Marley and Me. Oh yeah, I want to cry. I want to cry. All right.
Bro.
Um, all jokes aside,
Get the
I love
tissue.
this. Yeah, bro. I love this movie. I think it's a very. This might actually be.
Get the tissues.
Yeah, this might be the best like dog movie. I can't really think of too many that are like this good. It might be nostalgia
Airbud.
because I no, Airbud is not as good as this. Um, I really like this movie. I think it tells a very. It's kind of generic of like a dog being, he's terrorizing the house or whatever. But I think it's very cute and it's good. It's very emotional by the end, but it's good. I like it a lot. We got 2024 Mean Girls. So Alex had to buy something at Barnes and Noble to use the restroom. Couldn't find anything dirt cheap.
What?
Yeah, because they give you the receipt on the code on the receipt for the bathroom. Anyway, so he got me this because it
Okay.
was it was like 30% off and it was kind of cheap anyway. So I was like, oh, you could get this, and he was like, yeah. I was like, you could give it to me since I've seen it. But I don't want you to watch it or get it and then watch it and then it sucks and then you're pissed that you have it. At least I know that I kind of like it. So he was like, yeah, all right, I guess. So this ended up being like 16 after the 30% off, which is what I paid for the 4K for the original, which is funny. But anyway, we talked about this earlier. It was okay. I'm not mad that I have it, and I'm not mad that I don't have the 4K, even though I have the original on 4K, which I don't even know if the 4K for this actually exists because I
I've
had
seen it
never seen
before.
it.
I've seen it once, like once before. I was like, oh, this does exist. I think I saw it at Dear Records.
Perks of being a wallflower. Believe it or not, I've had kids, people at my college screaming at me to watch this movie. Every More
Hmm.
often than not in a class that I take, everyone's like, "You gotta watch this movie. It's so good." And I'm like, I don't know. I missed it when it came out. Um, I'll be checking this out soon because I have heard from a lot of people that it's very good. I haven't gotten to it. Mm.
Good. It's a good movie. I don't know how much you're gonna like it, but it's good.
We got the 4K of the Grinch, Illumination the Grinch. I got this because we watched this for the OVR that we just put out, and I liked it. I
Hmm.
didn't mind it. I'm pissed that I paid like 14 for this because I ended up seeing it at Academy for 8, and it had a slip with a Blu-ray.
Dang. Dang.
but it's whatever. I got the 4K. I'm sure it'll look good, and I like the slipcover a lot. I like it. Yeah, the Grinch. I think it's cute for what it is. It doesn't, for an Illumination movie, it doesn't piss me off royally. Um, these two, I saw these, and I did the. If you guys have seen Friends, the episode where Joey dates the girl that likes to hit him and punch him a lot. When I saw these on the shelf and seen how cheap they were, I turned over and I comically punched Alex in the arm in excitement when I found these because I've been looking for these with slipcovers for so long. I finally fucking found them for a reasonable price. We got the Lost World, Jurassic Park, and Jurassic Park 3 on 4K. Um,
Those are the only two that you didn't have on 4K, right?
yeah, I
Okay.
have the other three. Um, well, four.
Sure.
I have the first one, yeah, and then the new trilogy. I have them all on 4K. Yeah. So I didn't have these on 4K, and I didn't want to buy them because I knew they weren't gonna come with slips. I'm like, I'm not having all of them, and then they're not gonna have slips. It's gonna royally piss me off. So I found these at Academy Records. I think one was 12, the other one was 10. I don't know why that was, and they both had Barnes and Noble stickers on them. So this is what this tells me, that somebody said they were both $30 at Barnes and Noble. So what this tells me is somebody paid for them at Barnes and Noble. They realized how fucking overpriced they were. They took them to Academy Records, sold them, probably got the money back, and then Academy sold them for $10. And they knew that Academy was not going to charge $30 for these. Fine citizens of New York, ladies and gentlemen. You'll love it. What I don't love is either of these movies. I don't care for either of these movies. I know AJ really likes 3, but I don't really like
That's
either of these.
highly nostalgia. That's
And
that's the first
that's
Jurassic Park movie I ever seen.
that's mainly why I didn't want to buy them, because these are the two that I don't like. But very happy to
Mhm.
own them, and now I own all the Jurassic Park movies on 4K with slipcovers. Very happy about that.
Nice. Nice.
Something else I'm very happy to have: Trick or Treats, Arrow. I missed this when it came out, and when I finally went to go get it when it was on sale, it was gone. I was like, what the fuck? But they had this at Barnes and Noble, and it was about the price that I would have been paying if I had ordered it whenever I was going to. It came out to like 35, so I was like, yeah, I'll get it. Um, very happy to open this on 4K. I like this movie a lot. Um, I love this cover, and it has the alternate artwork on it. Very big fan of Trick or Treat. If this sequel is happening, it needs to happen soon. I'm running out of patience. But I like that movie a lot. And this right here, this right here, I saw this. I about lit up like a Christmas tree because of the price. It's out of print, but I've wanted this set so much, mainly because of the special features, because I already have the movies. But we got the Alien anthology set. So for those who don't know, this is obviously the original Aliens. It comes with Alien to Alien Resurrection, and it's got this nice digipack set for the movies. The main reason I wanted this was because it has these these discs right here, which these two cover the makings of all 4 of these movies in extensive detail. And apparently it has like the most information of what happened with Alien 3 on these discs, and that's why I wanted this set for so long. But it's out of print, and I also love the packaging on it. But now I finally have it, and I'm very happy to own it. I think it was only like 23. I'm very happy to own these. You guys know my thoughts on the Alien movies. Alien is my favorite movie ever. Aliens is near sci-fi masterpiece. Alien 3 isn't that bad. Alien Resurrection is one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. And then the last thing I got was Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. This is $20 at Target. I've been eyeing this game for a while. So I went ahead and grabbed it. I'll be playing it soon. But yeah, I got it because it was cheap.
Mhm.
That is it.
So, as far as my physical media
The
update,
man is
this is
stretching
not
before he shows his physical media. Oh Lord.
bro, bro. I got quite a bit, but this is not everything that I have. Mainly because I'm recording at my mom's house right now, and
Boo.
yeah, hey, it is what it is. But yeah. So I'm gonna start off with this one. It is Batman the
Sir.
animated series, the complete animated series. And it includes Sub-Zero and
Mask of the Phantasm.
Mask of the Phantasm on Blu-ray. And this is one that I've wanted for a while, but I always see it at a unreasonable price. Got this on Black Friday, so
How much was that?
you know it was 29.99.
It's not bad.
So not bad, not bad at all. And that's how much I bought some other stuff for that, pretty decently priced. So one of my favorite films of 2024. But I did not like the slipcover at all. I didn't want to get it, and I couldn't find the steelbook that was in the US steelbook, so I imported Dune Part 2 steelbook. And I already have it on digital, so it didn't come with a digital, but I already have it on digital. But yeah, on 4K steelbook, and I actually really like this poster for it. So Dune Part 2 on steelbook. Next is Beetlejuice. I got the glow in the dark steelbook, and what it looks like on the inside. Like on the inside, Beetlejuice. I did enjoy that film. It was a mess, but it was fun. Then I picked up Hush, the Scream Factory, 4K
I gotta
for
get that.
Hush. I really enjoyed this movie. I watched it for the first time this year, and I was like, I didn't want to blind buy it, but I watched it now, and I really liked it, so I picked it up. My number one film of the year, I picked it up on 4K on Amazon, and they did not give me the lenticular.
Did you
It's
pay for
whatever.
it?
I don't
And
care. It was the same price. It was like $16.
but you
So it
paid
was
for the
like,
lenticular and they didn't give it to you?
I don't know. Like I just bought Civil War, and it wasn't the
Oh
lenticular. I
no,
don't know.
because there's a specific
There's two
one.
different. Oh,
Yeah,
okay, yeah. I
because
I
I
didn't
have the
know that.
lenticular.
Got you. But I got the 4K for Civil War. This is an essential for me. My number one film of the year. Next, I got Alien Romulus on 4K Steelbook. I absolutely love this Steelbook. I need to get a protector on it, but the Steelbook is raw, and I love the movie. Next, I got the Deadpool and Wolverine Steelbooks. I should have just waited because they're available now on Amazon and their regular price. This one I got basically for free because I used a gift card. This one I overpriced. I paid overpriced for it. I got it on eBay for like $70. But now it's like 45 on Amazon. But I'm glad that I have them. They're still in the wrapping, so next is a Terminator on 4K Steelbook. I am so happy to have this. I love this movie, and when they announced that there was a 4K Steelbook coming out, I ran to Amazon and pre-ordered it. Um, so yeah, Terminator Steelbook. I know y'all probably showed those off weeks ago, but hey. Next is Severance. I picked up the Severance Blu-ray for season one. I absolutely love this show, one of the best shows on television right now. Season two is coming out January 17th. So I'm going to be catching up on it. I've seen the season twice already. I'm gonna rewatch it before season two comes out. It'll be my third time. Next is Godzilla one of my prized possessions. I absolutely love this steelbook, and I think it's available now on Amazon. Like it came back in stock.
Let's see.
But Godzilla minus one steelbook, fantastic film and an awesome steelbook. Next, I picked up Inside Out 2. It was on sale at my local Meijer, so I went ahead and picked it up. I really do like this slipcover. I wanted to get the 4K, but it's only available on the Steelbook,
Yep.
and the Steelbook is like $70.
Disney's gonna
And
Disney.
I didn't really want to do that. Even though I do really want the 4K, but hey, like you said, Disney's going to Disney. These I'm gonna show. Actually, I'll just show this. Um, yo, Teen Titans the complete series on Blu-ray. Paid $10 for this. Me and Tyler paid $10
No,
for Teen Titans the
that
complete
morning, bro.
series. It's
What
a
a
steal.
ride. What
That was quite the ride.
this dude sent me the link, and I was like, I literally I jumped in the shower. I jumped out the shower. I was like, all right, let me go pre-order. Oh, it's sold out. Cool. And then later in the
Yo,
day,
we
I'm on the
blinked and it was
bus.
pre-ordered.
I'm on the bus later, and I kept checking all day. It went back in stock. I texted this dude so fast. I said, "It's back in stock. Go get
Bro, as soon as I got that text, point 0.5
it!"
seconds later, it was ordered. Point 0.5 seconds later, it was ordered, bro.
Texted this dude in all caps. Go get
Go
it!
get it! And I did. That I did. So
Yeah, I'm very
five
happy about
seasons of
that.
television for $10.
And a movie.
Plus a movie. Plus a movie. So yeah. Teen Titans. This is one of my childhood favorites. I watched this as it was airing. That shows my age. I watched it as it was airing. Watched it every Friday. Um, Loved it. Loved that show. And I'm gonna be going through it in 2025 once again. And I'm gonna actually finish Titans. Um, so
Thanks.
yeah, I mean, I like Titans. I like the first two seasons,
Me
but
too. I didn't like the
we'll
third
see.
one.
We'll see. We'll see how I feel. But yeah, I'm gonna show all these together, because why not? These are the streaming joints. So I picked up Prey, Disney slash Hulu original streaming film, and I like the design that it's matching the rest of these streaming steelbooks. So the 4K for Prey, I the movie is okay, but I don't hate it, but it definitely was a disappointment. Um, Next is Loki season two. I just watched this 4K, very good 4K. The season, I don't know if it really held up as much as it did the first time I watched it for me, but I did still really enjoy it. Next is Hawkeye. Kind of like this show now, bro. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I watched it with Stacy and I kind of like it. It's definitely not perfect, but
I
I kind of
enjoyed it
like
on
it.
the rewatch, but to say it's like
Hmm.
really good, no.
No. I'm not saying it's really good, but I will say that I enjoyed it. I'm gonna leave it at that. I enjoyed it. It's not really good, but anyway. Last thing is The Mandalorian season three. And I'm excited for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Season three isn't all that bad. People say it's horrible. Some of the worst Star Wars, and it's not,
Acolyte said, "Hold my beer."
honestly. But yeah, that is my physical media update.
No Ahsoka.
I did not get Ahsoka. That's one that I still need to get.
Well, I'll be showing it off whenever we do Nerd Talk again. But I got my Andor steelbook already. So,
Nice,
um,
nice.
all right, well, that is going to do it for our final stream of the year. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm not gonna give the same rah speech that I gave 2 weeks ago because I thought that was our last stream. But just want to thank you guys for a banger of a year. We did some
It's an
great
awesome year.
things. Um,
Yes,
Pumped out a lot of content for you guys. Did some very fun
that's
watch
true.
alongs. And like I said, we already have a lot of next year mapped out. Have a review series I'm very excited to, or watch along series that I'm very excited to be doing. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, I hope you guys, thank you guys for being along for the ride. And we hope you stay on the ride next year.
Yes,
You
yes,
know,
sir.
don't jump out the car and get hit by trees like in Hereditary. Um,
Telephone pole.
yeah. Yeah, thank you guys for a great year. Um,
Same.
don't I gotta check the calendar for when we're doing Nerd Talk again. So it says,
I think it's 2 weeks.
yeah, so we won't be live next week because next week is New Year's. The following week we'll be back. So January 8th, we'll be back doing a stream for our top 10 most anticipated movies of the year. Of which I already have it mapped out. I already got 15. I'm excited for next year. Um,
Wow. Okay.
so yeah, we'll be back January 8th doing that stream. If you guys enjoyed this stream, please leave a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Also follow our Instagram. The link is down below. And we will see you in the new year, everybody. Have a great New Year's. Hope y'all had a good Christmas. And we will see you in 2025, everybody.
Peace.